Hello everybody, welcome. It's Thursday, which means it is time for the great Ace Attorney Chronicles. I hope you're all having a fabulous Thursday. Welcome.
Stressed that we
Hello.
can't figure that out. No one's gonna say it, I will say it.
Right now,
Hi.
it should be one of you two. Oh, hey.
Hi.
Yes.
We're debating who's
gonna be
Levi.
Kazuma?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I said, I'll do it if no one's volunteering, and then Miles is like, well, maybe Shasta, and you know.
Doesn't especially matter to me. Just because if Hosonaga leaves soon, then Shasta will have no voice in this scene anyway.
So yeah, that should be Shasta.
Did you want to give Shasta?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Because we still got this murderer breakdown we gotta do.
We
so
do
I
have
got,
a murder
I got
breakdown to
some
do.
stuff. Yeah. She's getting there, but not yet.
Okay, let's do some levels. Alex speaketh.
Hello. I'm speaking a thing, and I have an artichoke. It's very yummy.
Okay. Isles.
Hi, I'm here. I was eating a lifesaver, and now I'm not.
Fantastic. Shasta.
I had an apple, but I finished it.
Okay.
We were just all eating here. Just a lot of food.
Oops, all food.
Good enough.
Yes, Nat. We're gonna arrest the cows.
We're gonna arrest all the cows.
We have to arrest the cows.
Didn't you hear about the great cow crime in Japan early 200 years ago?
I forgot how much this music fucks.
Indeed. Thanks for sharing that.
That sounds delicious.
It's the 22nd of
wings.
November, 1:14 p.m., the Supreme Court of Judicature, Courtroom 2.
Still a bad word.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
it's
absolutely.
terrible.
Well, I understand you are the judicial assistant to the defense, but why this sudden ingress into my courtroom?
A judicial assistant, and a woman no less. The rules state that females are not permitted into this court of law other than to testify.
He's also says
Female.
Female.
Yes, I fully understand. I ask only for 5 minutes of time. I have some vital evidence that I must hand over to the defense.
You're too late, little girl. This trial has already been concluded.
5 minutes. I will not allow a moment more.
But, Your Excellency,
I am most grateful.
It's getting crowded over here.
Who exactly are you?
I'm sorry, there's no time. Please, simply accept this for now.
What is it? A report about something. Written in English.
It's Giselle Brett's research.
The Englishwoman's.
After the trial resumed earlier, I hurried back to the university. I went to Dr. Wilson's laboratory in the medical faculty and borrowed this paper.
Oh yes, that's right. Miss Brett was studying under the professor, wasn't she?
So, does this research, whatever it is, have something to do with the case?
I'm afraid I don't know. I haven't been able to listen to the proceedings of the trial myself.
Oh. No, of course not.
Special characteristics of Curer and its effects on human subjects. Interesting.
Curer. What's that? I've never heard that word before.
Is it a poison?
Time's
That's my guess.
up. The prosecution demands the immediate removal of this female trespasser from the courtroom.
Ouchie, it hasn't even been 2 minutes yet. It's 8:10. She got here at 8:09.
There was too little time for me to read it in detail. But I've summarized what I could on a note just inside the cover. If you think it could be valuable, please cast your eyes over it.
This is wonderful. Thank you. Giselle's report has been entered into the court record.
Goodbye then, and good luck.
Thank you.
Because the
so-
prosecutors
Goodbye.
are always so up their own ass and that they believe they don't need anyone.
Prosecutors get everything else. They get the evidence first and investigative rights, and we get a buddy. Who an Ace Attorney 2 is a 7-year-old.
Yeah. A poison made from the bark of certain trees in the jungles of South America. The hunters of the region have used it since ancient times to incapacitate their prey.
I'm sure it's nothing.
Effects: instant paralysis of the entire body and subsequent death, even in minute doses. The above-mentioned effects occur when the poison enters the body through a wound, such as that inflicted by a blowpipe dart. Due to
Yeah, I'm
its
sure it's
ability
nothing.
to render the human body paralytic, it's believed that the toxin could have application as an anesthetic. However, a solution for the respiratory arrest caused as a result of the full body paralysis must be found first, or patients would die of suffocation.
Yeah, this has nothing to do with our case.
Absolutely
Absolutely.
nothing.
Nat thinks it's the tooth extraction, but I think that would be too slow.
Yeah.
No, this is
it might not. Be
this is
actual injection. You
specifically-
might be able to
she-
swallow it.
she put it in his glass. That's why she took the glass with
But if she
her.
put it in her cup, his cup, that wouldn't have...
Yeah, no, but I think Nat said tooth extraction because of the entry through a wound thing. Oh, because he had an open sore in his mouth.
Yeah.
Ah!
He had
Yeah.
an open sore in his mouth. Oh fuck. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yes. That makes sense. Thanks, Nat.
You have had long enough, Counsel. We cannot detain our English guest any longer.
I mean, sure we can.
I mean, yeah, we
We literally can.
We're in court. That's what we do.
I ask the prosecution and the defense now, one last time. Does either side have any further evidence to present to the court? I presume not, but...
This... Did you not see the person just come in and give me evidence?
Did I just come in?
She literally just came in and handed me evidence.
What did you think was going on? That she was just like handing me a snack? Like.
You eat the paper?
The
No,
prosecution
what do
has
you
made
mean?
its case convincingly enough already. Nothing more to add, Your Excellency.
I
That's
haven't
not what I
heard, but
meant
it
to do.
sounded like you weren't doing your best. Have a Snickers. You're not you and you're hungry.
Oh
Mhm.
my god.
Runosuke, we're out of options here. This really is our very last chance.
Yes, I know. Your Excellency, the defense does have new evidence.
That look. Those wide eyes. Oh. The unyielding stare of a true Japanese warrior.
That's me.
Well, Miss Brett,
Yes, Your Excellency.
if you wouldn't mind, perhaps you could grace us with your presence a little longer?
It's a delightful invitation, but I'm afraid. Period. It's not so very long until tea time. I'll have to politely.
Forgive me, Miss Brett, it seems I wasn't clear. I realize it was phrased as a question, however...
Get fucked.
Yeah, okay, you got it all.
I must ask you to treat this as an order.
Get fucked.
Get fucked.
I've said it many times before, but The Japanese language makes no sense.
As we have this discussion meta-narratively in English.
Mm-hmm.
My apologies, dear lady.
Don't apologize to her.
I apologize. He rolls his eyes. So, counsel. What is this new evidence that demands the court's attention?
My badge.
What? Like, what is the... Why did they think that you needed to... Anyway. Like, this was a question.
Miss Giselle Brett. We understand you were studying under Dr. Wilson at UMA University, doing research. Research, by sheer coincidence, perhaps, into a deadly poison.
What?
Poison? Where are you going with this, counsel?
Where do you think?
A toxin known as Curare, Your Excellency.
Should we call it Curar?
That sounds good. Even the slightest amount of this deadly poisoning entering the body leads to instantaneous death.
Objection! What? What complete and utter nonsense! Curare, you say? I've never even heard of it.
You wouldn't have done.
You wouldn't have done.
What do you mean?
Exact. Thank you.
I mean that you wouldn't have heard of Curare before.
It is
Before.
curare.
For
Ha!
one
Curare.
very Curare. For one very
I
simple
kept thinking
reason.
it was that, but because of that guy, the French dude who like ate a horse or whatever, Terrare, I kept thinking it was Curare, but I'm like, that can't be right.
Also, Miles, you're gonna just fucking drop, you know, like that French guy that ate a horse?
Right? What the fuck are you talking about?
Terrare was a French dude who like had like an insatiable hunger to the point of like he was a French spy for a while, and he ate a letter to like travel with across lines, but he got stuck because they found him like eating somewhere. Like he's like this weird medical oddity of history, and his name is they called him Terrare, which is spelled similarly to this, but like a different beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Like it ends with the R-A-R-E. And so I'm like, oh, it's like Terrare, the guy who I think he ate a horse. He might have eaten a baby. There's a whole lot of weird stories about this guy.
Great.
Later. Great.
It doesn't exist in our country. This is awesome, you know. It doesn't exist. I'm stuck in the same range.
Correct. Which means, no matter what tests the police can do for toxins, they'd never identify curare. Why? Because there is no test available here that can identify the presence of this highly deadly poison.
What?
Order! 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 Counsel, does this deadly poison truly exist?
No, I made it up.
According to this report, authored by the visiting research student from England, curare has long been used by the tribespeople of South America as a poison to lace their arrows. It seems that it's reasonably well known among European doctors and scientists.
To lace their arrows?
The report states that it is produced from the extract of a tree that grows deep in the Amazonian jungle. And it was first brought back to Europe at the turn of the century by explorers. It claims that animals shot by arrows laced with curare suffer instant death. Doesn't that about sum it up, Miss Brett?
Trumpery! These aspersions are utter trumpery! To start with, if the victim had been administered some of this so-called deadly poison, He would have been squirming and writhing in pain, and the other diners would have surely noticed.
Ouchie, that's not how it works. You don't know anything about this poison. How can you say that?
That's true. I guess. What do you say to that, Inspector?
It sounds true. She said it with authority.
Obviously, I would have noticed a disturbance like that.
I don't remember anything like that either. I didn't notice the professor being in any kind of pain.
Oh my god, you read this!
According to this, however, it's the other way around.
What do you mean, the other way around?
The very fact that the victim didn't show any visible signs of distress is evidence that curare was used.
Explain yourself, Counsel.
The moment this toxin enters a person's system, it causes instant paralysis, along with the instant death. In other words, afflicted victims lose all strength and are completely unable to move. Even if they were in total agony, there would be no visible signs of pain at all.
Which is why that man burned a cow into his wrist and did not scream.
How terrible. Obviously, if a man lost all strength in his muscles, he'd collapse on the floor. But with a chair under him for support, as Dr. Wilson did, the effects would go largely unnoticed. That should be had, right?
It's fine. But I don't follow, Kazuma. That's just paralysis. I thought the poison caused instant death.
The full explanation is extremely unpleasant. The poison causes immediate paralysis, as I said, leaving the victim unable to move. But after a short time, the paralysis is so severe it causes the muscles that control respiration to fail.
How did you forget it? You just read. Why are they repeating the thing that you just read?
In case you didn't read it.
Some people don't read it. Respiration?
In other words, the actual cause of death is suffocation. And all the while, the victim is conscious and aware, just unable to move.
Terrible. Awful. Terrifying.
That's hideous.
To the observer, it would look almost as if the victim was slipping peacefully into an endless sleep.
When did we have that conversation with him? I'm trying to remember when that is in this fucking weird timeline.
What conversation?
The conversation that Ryunosuke had with him.
With Kazuma?
No, with Dr. Wilson. He had a conversation with him at
Probably
the...
Yeah, then I think you...
just like right before Dr. Wilson like sat down with Giselle.
Okay, because that was like the thing that people were saying. That was the reason why he was even standing next to him in the first place.
Yeah, I think it happened relatively... I thought it happened after Kazuma left.
Yeah.
At the big, like, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. We went over to talk to Dr. Wilson after Kazuma left.
Right, but I'm trying to remember, like, when did this happen in relation to when he was poisoned? Because people made it seem like, or at least this case made it seem like, the reason why he was even standing next to Mr. Wilson, or Dr. Wilson, to have the gun, to find the gun, was because he was having a conversation with him.
No. Ryunosuke
We came back over because we
back.
saw a gun.
Like, we came and talked to him, we finished up our tea, and then we were getting ready to leave, and we saw that there was a gun on the ground next to his chair, and we were gonna be like, hey, Dr. Wilson, is this your gun? And then he got shot.
Okay.
But for the victim itself, his final moments would be hell. That is the true nature of this deadly curare poison.
Sorry?
My phone's notifications. I don't usually have sound on, but I
That
was
was
waiting
funny.
on.
Is there an audio cue I missed? That's a new one.
And
I'm
also
wait-
a very poorly recorded audio.
Yeah, very far away.
It's waiting on important messages. Sorry.
No, you're good. And you're suggesting that that this bottle, Council.
No. Fuck.
It was the notification that Molly went live that caused that.
Oh, very important notification.
Uh-huh.
Actually contains this terrifying poison.
This is all very convenient, isn't it? A hitherto unknown poison for which there's no means of testing. What a happy tale for the defense!
A happy tale for the murderer, don't you think?
If I may.
All these facts. You think you're so clever.
Shut up! Shut up! It is you who must be taught.
Of course. Here, lady.
So, this is how you Japanese behave, is it?
What?
No, this is just that one guy. He just sucks.
You steal another's honest hard work and then announce the results as if you discovered them.
No,
not
that's
what's
what the
happening,
English do.
That's also what the English do, but that's not what's happening.
Turnabout is not fair play.
I'm appalled! What a loathsome act.
Ma'am, you killed a man.
Well, Miss Brent, the feeling is mutual.
Whatever do you mean?
Capitalizing on the unfortunate circumstances of an innocent man to frame him for a heinous crime? That really is a loathsome act. Wouldn't you agree?
Enough of this. I, for one, refuse to accept it. The idea of some poison that doesn't even exist in the great empire of Japan is breaking the rules.
The only time we've ever agreed.
What's so funny?
Us and Brett, I mean, we're both just laughing at Ouchie.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, excuse me. Your Excellency.
Yes, Miss Brett?
May I borrow that bottle for a moment, please?
Ma'am, you
Are
don't
you gonna
have...
say I know how to test for it?
She's gonna drink it.
Oh, well,
She's gonna, yeah.
yes.
His
I
math's
don't
exactly
see...
right. If she drinks from it, she's like, see, I didn't die. But she doesn't have a fucking open wound in her mouth.
And also, that's not that's not what was poisoned, right? It was the glass?
That too.
I mean, it
Probably.
could be.
Probably.
But also,
She could have put it in the
could be-
bottle because she didn't have any open
She didn't.
wounds.
Mm-hmm.
That's a
She goes, "Smell."
that's a serious gamble to take, ma'am.
Mm-hmm.
She's the one doing all this research on it. If anyone can, like, trust, works, it's her. That's very fun.
It's cool having Google animations.
Mm-hmm. Don't get too big for your boots, you insignificant little island boys.
Jesus
God.
Holy
Christ.
shit, you're so racist. Sorry.
God.
To an Englishwoman such as myself, this whole affair is a farcical comedy. Your little police games and these foolish courtroom antics. It's laughable, really. But I'm getting bored of all of it now. It's time for the games to end. Cheers! I'm gonna drink this weird glue.
Wait, what? What are you doing?
She just starts dancing. She's like, would a paralyzed person do this?
And she falls on the
Flosses
floor.
on stage.
Starts convulsing.
No sparkle left at all. How appropriate for the shabby affair.
Someone put a different poison. Someone put a cyanide in the bottle. Just for
Iocane
funsies.
powder.
Fuck her. Yep. Yeah, this is super fucking ballsy, but she knows it'll work because she's fucking researched this extensively. Goodness. Whatever's the matter? You all look quite stunned.
So, no curare. The bottle was clean. Is that what you're saying?
You look quite incredulous, little boy. But of course, that's the simple truth. God, she's the fucking worst. She's like good worst, but also great racist.
But also
Mhm.
racist. Yes.
But also racist.
I feel like most criminals, and probably other people, are going to be also racist
Yeah.
in this game.
Yep. Thank you for presenting the findings of my research so concisely here in this grand venue. Most kind. Thank you, waiter. Now then, Your Excellency.
Yes, Miss Brett?
I should like to be, excused now, please. I read that as executed.
I mean-
I'd like to be executed now, please.
Yeah, I mean, we can do that.
I think I've given more than enough of my time for the furtherance of friendship between our countries.
Fuck off.
Yes, dear lady. We are most gratified with the assistance you have given.
Come on, Ryu.
This doesn't make sense. There has to have been poison in that bottle. So how? How did she? How did she swallow a whole glass and live to tell the tale? I don't understand it.
Well, I suppose if nothing else, this is a Far Eastern charade. Will make for an interesting conversation at the next party I attend in London.
There has to have been poison in that bottle. Doesn't there? But there can't have been, because otherwise she would have keeled over dead. Come on, Rinosuke. We have all the clues now. That bottle of water.
Contains poison! I don't think this is a trick question, Molly.
I think it's gotta be. Because if
Yes.
it's the glass...
It was
I mean,
either
I
in the
don't
bottle
know.
or was in his glass, and she took his glass.
She did take his glass. But
I think it could be... I have no... Okay, so...
I don't think-
It is really sus she took it.
She could have taken it to hide that she was there.
yeah. But I think they wouldn't mention it needs to be a wound if it wasn't specifically because
I mean,
He-
one of these is a red herring. either the bottle is poisoned and she didn't die because it had to enter through her wound, or the glass is poisoned and that's why she took his glass.
I think she took the glass to hide that she was there.
I think it's more fun if she drank poison but didn't have a wound, and I think they would go for it because of that.
Yeah, I think that's a much more interesting gamble for her.
The glass may have been a red herring in terms of trying. Like, I think you're right, maybe right about the trying to prove that she wasn't there.
Mm-hmm.
Also, it's arguably easier to poison a bottle than it is to poison an individual glass.
The culprit did put curare poison into Dr. Wilson's carbonated water. The defense refuses to change its position.
You're serious?
Fool! Are you blind? There's no possible way that bottle could contain poison. I mean, we just saw...
Miss Brett drinking the water from it?
That's right. Which rather complicates your argument, I think.
And I believe that complication can be explained.
How exactly?
I need to think through all the things that don't quite add up here, one by one. I'm sure the answer is in the evidence we have in the court record somewhere. It has to be.
Very well. If the defense truly intends to assert this claim, then I must ask you to support the assertion with evidence.
Fair enough. I can do that.
What explains how the witness was able to consume the supposedly poisoned water unscathed?
Yes!
Yeah. The answer to this riddle is right here in Miss Brett's own research report.
Objection!
That's not a valid explanation!
No?
After all... We don't speak English! That report is utter gibberish!
So it doesn't matter.
So
That's the funniest possible argument.
so
you can
it's
make it there.
fake.
This
So it's fake
impudent
and I don't
young
care.
scoundrel is trying to ridicule the court, Your Excellency!
I'm not trying to ridicule anyone. Honest, I'm just reading Susato-san's notes.
I concur. This report is too extensive to be considered in its entirety by the court.
Oh, my lord.
Table of contents, please. You will direct us to the pertinent section, counsel.
Okay.
Too long, didn't read.
Too long, I can't sit here and try to translate all this. Please help me.
Too long, refuse to read. Look, we've already set up that there's a time limit to these trials. Let's go.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Okay.
Imagine if she accidentally bit her tongue or something during the cross-examination
Examination.
and didn't realize.
It's,
They don't have a translator in here. I mean,
special
the
character. risk.
waiter.
Osanaga.
Yeah, Hosonaga can translate.
He might not be able to read, though, only speak.
Fair, yeah.
We've been
I mean, also, it would
hearing
take
a
a long
lot
time to
about
read.
this curare poison. And it's left me curious about something.
Oh? Counsel?
Well, it sounds as though indigenous hunters have been using this poison for years and years to lace the heads of the arrows that they shoot at whatever prey they're hunting.
So we've been led to believe, yes.
And the point of hunting is to catch prey to eat.
Get to the point, please!
But if they were to use these laced arrows, doesn't that mean there would be traces of poison left in the prey the hunters were going to eat?
Yes! Good point.
So surely the hunters wouldn't want to eat their prey, would they? Because then they'd be eating poison.
Good gracious, counsel. No, that would be madness.
But I actually found the answer to that conundrum in this research paper here. Under special characteristics, it says this. The poison starts to work after entering the body through a wound.
Through a wound, you say? I see. That makes sense.
Yes. The mention of that particular detail seemed a little strange to me, though. But it all makes sense when you interpret what's written like this. When curare enters the body through an open wound, it has terrifying poisonous effects. However, when it enters the body via the mouth, it has no poisonous effects whatsoever.
What?
Miss Brett, you authored this research. You knew curare's special characteristics. And you knew that you could make a spectacle of drinking that water without any danger to yourself.
You meddling little
Here comes the slur.
rapscallion. That's something, I guess. It's not a slur, but
It turns out she's the swan.
Well, Ryunosuke, it turns out.
She's a swan, like, piloting a mechanical Turk. It's like a robot that's why I can drink the poison.
You're an even better lawyer than I thought you'd be.
Really? Me? A lawyer.
Oh, all this poison talk is fascinating, I'm sure. But I fail to see how it possibly...
shut up. So the ill-bred little puppy has a new toy to play with. Some facts he read in a book.
Your book.
Your book.
My book. But you know, whatever. But I'm afraid knowledge doesn't suit you, little boy, and only makes you look silly.
Oh, her mask is mimicking the swan
The bird.
face.
Yeah.
Ah,
That's
good.
cool.
What are you trying to say?
Your schoolboyish logic has a fatal flaw.
Schoolboyish?
Flaw.
As even your brain has managed to deduce, curare is safe to ingest. Which it seems likely that its effects are neutralized by the acidic nature of the gastric
Succus.
Succus.
Suckus?
Nah,
I don't know.
come on, succus.
Suckus is fair.
Yes, it's succus.
Oh, yes, well, of course. Gastric suckers? What are they?
You're a gastric sucker. So, if this lethal poison is completely harmless when you drink, the professor wouldn't have died when he swallowed it, would he?
That's... right.
Good gracious.
Now we have to present his tooth report, his medical report card.
That's basic science. Science that even a schoolboy should be able to understand. No.
God, you're the worst.
If you're saying that he's a schoolboy, she's also a schoolgirl. They're both in college.
Order in the court, order!
Show them the tooth and nothing but the tooth.
The logic holds. If the lady and the professor drank the same poison, they'd be affected in the same way.
Are you trying to suggest?
Poison bullet.
Yes, this curare poison is completely irrelevant to the case on trial.
That's right. Surely even a little cockroach like you must understand something as simple as that. Surely a cock like you.
What is this? Welling up inside me. I've never felt like this before. It's a
Acid
sort
trip?
of conviction to break down all the discrepancies. It's so intense. Almost rage-like. Inosuke's a fucking barbarian! He's gonna fucking rage! And more than anything else, it's an animalistic desire to take down my prey.
What the fuck, man?
I'm gonna
Yes!
poison that bitch.
Objection! Yes!
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 I don't
Oh, that
think
must got
so,
big.
Miss Giselle Brett.
I don't think so, bitch. How dare you use that tone with me? Look how
Bitch!
big my mouth can get.
Oh, that's a fun angle.
Also, I looked it up. It is succus.
Yeah.
It straight up is like,
figured-
like using the pronunciation key. It's succus.
I figured it was suckers after he said gastric suckers.
Suckers.
Yeah. Because it would
Because
sound like
if it was
saying
sucus,
sucker.
then suckers wouldn't make sense.
And it is actually a medical term, but it is an extremely outdated medical term, no longer in use. So her use of it is actually like an accurate description
Yeah.
of what she would like
Hell
That's
yeah.
as like a medical
That's
student.
fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know very well that there's no fatal flaw here. You know exactly why, even though both you and the victim swallowed the same poison. You are alive, but Dr. Wilson is dead.
Counsel, I'm sure I don't need to remind you. You must provide compelling evidence. As we now know, this poison is completely harmless when ingested.
Source, dude, trust me.
Why would Dr. Wilson alone have been killed by the Curare?
Take that!
Oh, and that's real too.
Yeah. As Miss Brett so readily pointed out, she drank the same water as the professor. However, there was a fundamental and fatal difference between the two diners.
A fatal difference.
The toxic effects of curare are only felt when the poison enters the body through an open wound. So, for a healthy person with no injuries, drinking it is completely harmless. But what if there was a wound inside of the mouth of the person drinking the poisoned water?
Inside!
Yes, like the wound you might have if you had just been to the dentist and had a tooth extracted, for example.
Ah!
Miss Brett, you've acknowledged many times in your testimony already that you were well aware of Dr. Wilson's dental appointment that day.
So that's it. Use that knowledge to orchestrate this.
Is she laughing?
I don't like to repeat myself, but honestly, I can't resist. These childish courtroom games and your half-baked arguments are also puerile.
What? What do you mean?
Don't worry, little schoolboy. You'll find out soon enough. Oh! The fuck is she doing? You see, when you leave vital evidence lying around, you never know what might happen to it.
You're gonna break it?
Inside a courtroom, ma'am? No!
I mean, if it breaks, they can't test it. I mean, I could just slip. Oh, damn. Oh dear, how careless of me. I'm afraid some crucial evidence may have just been tragically destroyed.
I mean, this is as good as an admission of guilt.
Mm-hmm.
No!
What is it? What just happened? It's
What
the
the
English
fuck?
woman.
It's
She
English
just
woman.
smashed that bottle in the Supreme Court. What a terrible blunder!
Officer, what are you waiting for? Collect as much water from the broken bottle as possible, at once.
With their hands. You're wasting your time. This delightful carpet under my feet here was a gift from the British Empire.
How did it shatter on the carpet?
I assure you,
Thin
it
bottle.
will soak up all the water beautifully.
They super didn't make thin bottles back then.
You have neither the technology nor the presence of mind to recover it.
How could you? You won't get away with this.
You can thump the bench and shout as much as you like, little boy. But I'm afraid we'll never know now, will we? If there really was poison in the bottle. Or not.
You.
Is for the class gonna come in?
And let us not forget. We still have some very compelling evidence left intact. Isn't that right, counsel for the prosecution?
Oh, of course, of course! You're referring to this photographic print, I presume, dear lady.
That's right. And really, looking at this photograph, it's as clear as day, isn't it? The poor professor was sitting with his back to me. So, of course, the only person who could have shot him from the front is this little schoolboy.
Objection!
No, you killed the victim that day, using curare. And then, in order to frame Ryunosuke Naruhodo for the crime, you waited until he picked up the pistol you'd arranged for him to find on the floor, before you shot the professor's dead body in the chest with your own hidden gun. Then, in the confusion that followed, all you had to do was turn the dead professor in his chair around. You see? You had every opportunity to commit this crime.
What a wonderful imagination you have, young man. A hidden gun, you say? And I shot the professor's dead body, did I? Well, I'm terribly sorry, but you don't have a shred of evidence.
Exactly! And as you've nothing to support your wild claims, the prosecution's stance remains unchanged. The victim, Dr. John H. Wilson, was killed by a gunshot to the chest. Delivered in cold blood by the accused, Ryunosuke Naruhodo.
This is unbelievable. How can this be happening? We had her, but now, is she really going to get away with it? The way she destroyed that evidence was obscene.
Ryunosuke,
Yes,
we've come this far, but now you're the only one who can finish it.
what? What do you mean?
We've lost a vital piece of evidence, it's true. So if there are any clues left for us to use now, they must be in your head.
In my head?
You told me before that your powers of observation were the only thing you could really depend on.
Well, yes, that's true, but I didn't manage to notice that this woman was a foreigner with a swan on her head.
So think back again now. Try to remember every last detail about the scene that day. Everything you saw, everything you felt, every color, every smell.
What I saw. What I felt. Every color.
It's fucking zooming in on the steak! God damn it, Nat! Blood, baby.
Is Kazuma right? Somewhere in the vibrant memory of the same scene in my head. Could there be another clue to expose the identity of Dr. Wilson's killer? There's nothing.
No. Alright, guess
Nothing
we're
there.
fucked. Bye, guys.
What's the blood doing there?
I don't know.
They turned him around. They turned him around. He got shot
Yes.
he got shot in the front and then turned
Yeah.
around.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Actually, Kazuma, I think I might have something. Thinking back over everything I saw, I think I might have uncovered another clue.
You always have something up your sleeve, don't you, Renus? How does everyone say it? I have not
Ryunosuke.
practiced. Ryunosuke.
Yeah, because the SUKE ending of a name is like not uncommon in other, like
Okay.
Sasuke is the one that keeps coming to mind.
Yeah.
And so I've been trying to match the end at least of that with
Yeah, Ryunosuke.
yeah.
Okay. Come on, then. Let's wipe the smug smile off that English woman's face with some evidence.
Alright, I can't wait. It's been niggling me for a while, but something feels amiss in my memories of that day.
Sorry. It's been what?
Real word, unfortunate,
Terrible word.
horrible word.
Just not a good... Whatever it is could be the key to arriving at the truth about all this. It's here somewhere. The clue that shows who Dr. Wilson's real killer must have been is...
Eh.
Inspector Hosonaga. Answer me this.
Yes. What is it?
Ugh, he's still miles away. Probably thinking about that bottle being smashed. As you've said a number of times now, you strive for perfection in your investigations, don't you?
Absolutely.
I wonder, therefore, if perhaps you took anything else from the scene of the crime. Like, for instance, the plate of steak that you took to the victim's table that day?
Objection! Wait a minute! Where are you going with...
Where are you going with this little boy?
It's just a memory that's been troubling me.
Sorry, it's been niggling me. What memory?
I saw the scene shown in this photographic print with my own eyes that day. And I saw on the wooden base of the plate the steak was served on was a spattering of blood.
What?
Oh, really? And what of it? Obviously, that must have happened when you shot the professor.
No, that can't be the case. Take a good look at the photograph and the relative position of everything there. The plate of steak is almost directly behind the victim. If I'm supposed to have shot Dr. Wilson in the chest from the front, there's no way that blood from the victim could have ended up directly behind him.
Ah!
Also, we are just going off of my own memory for this, and I have no proof.
That's why we asked him if he had the plate!
For blood to have made it onto his plate, it implies the plate was between the victim and the shooter. Which means the shooter must have been sitting opposite the professor, as you were. Giselle Brett?
I beg your pardon.
This is beyond ridiculous! Fabricated nonsense! Is the court seriously expected to believe something the accused has apparently just remembered seeing?
Hold it!
This could be the moment that my entire career in the police force has been leading to.
Also, okay, if it wasn't the poison, what's going on with your fucking bleeding, dude?
I mean, he's
I
just got
just do that.
tuberculosis. It's fine. Inspector, you mean...
Yes, I took the plate, in the interests of preserving evidence from the scene of the crime. I took it, meat and all, and I don't care if they call me a crime scene thief because of it.
I love this fucking weirdo. You did what?
I took the steak that you had been eating, Miss Brett. I took the steak that the sergeant had been eating.
What?
And I did it all in the name of justice.
What is with this guy?
He's such a fucking weirdo.
Sir!
A bleeding weirdo.
Are you gonna fight me in this courtroom?
Then we can find out for sure whether or not there's a bloodstain on Miss Brett's plate.
Are we gonna engage in fisticuffs right here in the courtroom?
We must examine it now. Punch her.
Punch her in the tit.
Punch her in the swan. Wrong bird. Inspector! Sorry, I was laughing at the tit joke.
Good joke. Good job.
The court wishes to examine the plate from the victim's table immediately.
Oh,
Is she gonna argue the blood came from the guy?
Maybe.
And then we say that it didn't go all the way through, and then she's like, it's because of a mistake.
No, I mean like from the bleeding waiter.
True, she do that.
Yes, sir. Was that me?
yes.
Sorry for the delay.
I don't know why I'm still holding this fucking towel. I'm not. We all know that I'm a
It's
cop.
for
and not
the
a waiter.
blood.
It's for the
I
blood.
carry this around even when I'm not a waiter. Here's what you ordered. The steak.
It's kind of sticky now.
Well, what about the blood? Is there blood on it?
Of course there isn't!
Quickly, Inspector. The blood, man! Show the court! Come on!
Of course. Examine the plate at your leisure.
Did you give us the wrong plate?
This is the wrong plate.
This is the wrong plate. No.
Who is this?
No blood. No blood anywhere. But no, that's impossible! I know I saw it. I'm sure of it. It was right there on the table behind the professor. There was blood on the side of the plate. This is the wrong plate. He said he took both of the plates. This is the wrong plate.
What an unbecoming expression, little boy. You see, this is why I always say you can't trust what the Japanese tell you.
Jesus.
Holy
Right
shit!
on the bicycle, man.
Fuck.
I couldn't agree more. In the case of this disgrace to the Empire.
Oh my god, fucking loser.
I believe we may finally have reached a conclusion in this trial.
No.
I'll get there one day.
Let's hope so. Let's pretend attempted courtroom proceedings is painful to watch. But I do promise to do my best to forget about it all when it's all over.
Ha! This sorry-looking steak reveals the facts all too clearly. If the sorry-looking accused wishes to examine it again, be my guest.
The plate of steak has been entered into the court record. Was the plate I saw, or thought I saw, just a figment of my imagination?
Can we look at the photo?
Oh, the coin!
The coin!
The
Are
coin
you
that he
fucking
lost.
kidding me?
The fucking lieutenant took the coin and hid it under his steak! From the fucking... Oh my god!
From
Huh?
the wrong table.
Yeah, this is the lieutenant's steak.
He said he took the sergeant's and the one she had.
Yeah. What in the world is this?
I think it's a Koban coin. From the hallmark, it's from the Hoei era, I believe.
No, I mean what? I don't mean what is it. I mean, what's it doing there? Wait. Did you say it was a Hoei Koban?
Yeah, and apart from the meat juices, it looks to be in good condition. I imagine it's very valuable.
This isn't the first time today
sergeant
that there's been
stole it 'cause
talk
he
of a
needs the
Hoei
money.
Koban. Cause he
He
got
couldn't-
baby.
He can't afford.
He can't
a
afford
baby,
his
yeah.
baby.
I've heard of pearls before swine, but I've never heard of bullion and bouillon.
Bullion and bouillon.
I wonder how much of a nightmare that was translation. But that's
my
elegant.
God. And I don't think you ever will again. This is extraordinary, though. This means... Yeah, I know what this means. This is it now. I've lost.
Ryunosuke. Ryunosuke. It's not over yet. Not until the final gavel.
Hmm?
Never stop believing in yourself. Keep looking forward, no matter what.
Believe in myself? Really? Maybe I should at least examine the evidence for myself.
As the evidence requested by the defense has not been shown to be problematic in any way.
I'm canceling this take on Twitter.com.
I presume any further examination of evidence in this trial will be unnecessary.
Objection.
Does the defense have any objection? Sorry, someone said objection, and I'm like, okay, yeah, we're just gonna jump right into that, aren't we?
Yeah, it was me.
Didn't I was like, oh, okay, this is redundant.
That bloodstain was going to clinch the trial for me. Can this plate of steak reveal any other clues at all?
fucking coin.
Your Excellency, please wait. This plate of beef is hiding another clue. Another clue that will reveal the shocking truth.
This fucking steak's hiding something.
Nat was right, the steak is hiding something.
The cows are cancelled.
The only thing that's shocking here is your unhealthy fascination with beef steak.
At Nat. Your Excellency, I think I've made myself clear, haven't I? I will not be able to turn a blind eye to any more unnecessary procrastination in this trial.
I'm sorry, Miss Brett, but we must ensure a thorough examination of the evidence.
I need to leave the country, please.
I will not give a ruling until I'm completely satisfied that all reasonable doubt has been dispelled.
I see. As a newly affirmed ally of my country, that's still your position, is it?
Giselle, you think England gives a fuck about you?
I'm pretty.
Well, we haven't seen your...
Everyone, the second I walked in this room, fucking everyone was simping. So...
Thank you, Your Excellency.
Counsel for the defense. You will now clearly show the court to what you are alluding. Oh, I thought it was going to be, someone else. Where precisely on this plate of beefsteak is this new clue to be found? Where precisely on this plate of beefsteak is...
Got it!
Got it!
No, Counsel, I'm afraid that won't do. That was ambiguous at best.
Oh, do you have to,
I
like,
think you have to
touch
look
the
at the
plate?
coin in your evidence.
When you're asked to identify detail like this, you must do so knowing there is a penalty for mistakes.
I don't think you can, I don't think you can present more. I think you have to just, like, touch the... There you go.
Right, I did that last time. This is...
Yeah, but
this
then you
is-
didn't look at the coin afterwards. Oh, that's me, so. I certainly never expected to find a precious coin underneath this thick cut of meat. And it's from the Hoei era, too. That'd make it really quite valuable.
It's well marinated in the juices as well. Look.
What? Are you thinking of eating it?
No, no. But the next time I order a steak in an expensive restaurant, one thing's for sure. My heart's going to be racing as I lift up the meat and peer underneath for a prize.
Think you might have the wrong end of the stick about Nosuke.
A Koban coin underneath this steak. There's only one logical explanation.
Now maybe it'll stay there.
The answer's right here in front of me, I'm sure of it. So there's only one thing to do. Turn this steak over!
Counsel for the defense. Clearly show the court to what you are alluding.
Oh, I had to pick it up. Yeah, guys, I did this in my evidence.
They really want to make sure... I think they really want you to make sure that you can see that pun made. We worked really fucking hard on this one. You have to see it. Be your player.
This is extraordinary.
Got it!
Got it!
Got it.
Good gracious, that's...
Koban?
What on earth?
It's so sticky.
A Hoei era one at that.
Old man just fucking tackles.
Screams.
Fucking just bodies Hosonaga and runs away with the coin. Miss Brett, this is in fact the beefsteak that you ordered at the restaurant on that day in question, is it? Tell me, why is there an old coin seemingly hidden underneath the meat?
Shut up! I love that she fucking just gets this sting for some goddamn reason. She's never gonna appear again. What a ridiculous question! How should I know?
What if they
Hosonaga
give
had
every murderer a stain?
Hosonaga had a sting too.
Well, yeah, but he said hold it. She's saying shut up. Like, she has her own special fucking thing.
Yeah, cause they
I think it's
can.
funny.
There it is. I've never seen that thing before in my life. I don't know what it is, and I want no part of it.
We got her.
We got her.
I don't want to be associated with the Japanese.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got her.
I fail to see how this is relevant. A coin under the meat? That could simply have been a careless mistake by the chef in a moment of distraction.
Objection!
Putting a coin.
Objection. What the fuck are you talking about?
Don't be absurd. I'm supposed to believe that this happened by accident in the kitchen. A rare Hoei Koban just happens to be hidden underneath that piece of steak. If this turns out to be irrelevant to the case, I'll rip up my ticket to Great Britain right now.
He's right. It can't be a coincidence. Your Excellency,
Yes, Counsel?
a rare Hoei Koban just happens to be hidden underneath that piece of steak. If this turns out to be irrelevant to the case, I'll give up my lawyer job right now.
Objection!
By all means,
You don't have
don't
a
let
lawyer
us
job.
stop you. No one invited you anyway.
Shut up!
Shut up. Perhaps, little boy, you should realize that it is you who is irrelevant.
Even though I'm the one on trial here, the point is, it's essential that we ask the owner of this coin if he can explain what it's doing under that steak.
We just fucking talked about how we didn't think that guy was coming
The
back.
owner. I was thinking about that coin, though. I was like, are they gonna really not bring that back? I did not expect it to be underneath the fucking steak, though.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it's obvious. There's only one person it can belong to. The owner of the Koban was found underneath this beefsteak was Kirio Correcta.
Take that!
Obviously, it can only be the antiques dealer and owner of Roste, Kirio Correcta-san.
In Mr. Cucumber something. Honestly, these ridiculous Japanese names are quite unfathomable.
I'm gonna throttle this bitch.
Yes.
She doesn't understand the puns, and she's just really confused. Why is everyone's name a pun?
The old man who testified earlier alongside the military sergeant, correct?
Curious Japanese for cucumber. Oh, that's very good.
Yes, Your Excellency.
I remember him saying he was up to something with his Koban coin when it happened. At exactly the moment the gun was fired.
Stuffed it under the man's steak.
The gunshot interested me enough. I was far too busy on the floor.
Oh, this has to be Alex now.
Too busy on the floor? Sorry, what were you doing?
I was popping and locking, hunting for treasure. Indeed! Oh, Eric Coburn, my prize coin!
Then this Hoera Koban, do you mean to tell me?
Objection!
No! Please! Why would Kurtasan's Koban be sandwiched between the victim's beefsteak and its plate? It makes no sense.
Yes!
Compels me, though.
Which is why I'm asking to bring Kurtasan back to the witness stand so we can ask him.
Officer, bring both witnesses that testified earlier back in here.
Both of them, please.
Without a moment's delay.
I would like to
I don't know
see
why
the
we
baby
want
again.
one of them.
Probably because we think that or at least because the guy stole it, right?
Right, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I can't believe we've come back around to that pair again.
Yeah,
I have a
me
hunch.
too.
Yeah, me neither.
A strong hunch that if we chase down the real significance of this Koban, we'll find that it's a key element in the case. All of them! All of them!
It's a long fucking witness stand.
Yeah.
What's this all about? Why have I been called up again? Don't you realize that it's dinner time for my little baby Ido? When my son's belly is empty, he's fiercer than a pack of wolves.
Yeah, he looks positively rabid.
Exploited by the police we were, like miserable dogs forced to bear false witness. And when cast from this courtroom myself, I became a ruined man in a trice, a worthless, withered antique.
The fuck? You've been gone for like half an hour.
Nothing more I have to say. The sun has set on this rusty shop owner's experience.
Existence.
Existence.
Be that as it may, Kuraki-san, something has come to light that requires a clarification. You can sort of curl up in a hole and die later.
I aged 40 years.
Oh!
Ah!
What?
Oh fuck.
It got put in his Nosa's boot!
The baby is so concerned.
As far as your rusty memory serves, have you ever seen this Koban bit?
Ah! Yes.
Oh no,
That's
wait!
it.
Hold on,
That
Stream
one.
can't see the
That
baby!
one. The exact one that is. Why can't Stream see the baby?
Because my
Come on,
face is in the
Stream.
way.
Underneath, yeah.
Stream can kind of see baby.
Stream can kind of see baby. If we all shut the fuck up.
Let me
Baby,
just, oh god. Alright, hold on. Let me just,
Your camera guy.
let me
Look.
just, ah, fuck.
You're having issues?
I think it's okay, Molly. People will be able to see the baby at least, like, in glimpses.
I know, but I also realized that I should probably just keep it on this side because I was covering up evidence before.
Mm.
There. I was trying to flip it. Didn't want to flip.
Yeah, the knife's in his boot!
Mm-hmm. He's just fucking blinking at us.
It's very intense.
Yeah, I just fucking love it. Everyone's just, the baby's blinking, he's blinking. Just
Nosa hasn't
constant
yet
blinking.
Nosa hasn't yet reacted to being stabbed in the foot.
Other than his foot being up.
It's
Yes.
fine. I'm fixing it. Fixing it. Anyway.
It's almost fixed. We're almost there.
Okay.
the resplendent, stupendiferous, holy treasure that my rusty bones managed to misplace that faithful day.
Rusty Bones!
Rusty bones!
It can't be!
As I thought.
His rusty bones. Young man! Lighten this decrepit old fool. Put me out of my misery, please. What happened to that gun you used to kill that man? Where was my treasure? Where was it dropped, and why does it taste so good?
Why is it so sticky?
Oh! I'm not sure if it was dropped anywhere.
We found your coin sandwiched underneath, between a beefsteak and its plate, soaking in the seasoned meat's juices. Juices.
Sandwiched! I hate sandwiches! Soaking? Seriously?
Clearly, it couldn't have fallen there by accident. Which means somebody must have hidden it there on purpose. He's gonna shank him for real now.
Somebody concealed my holy treasure between a slab of meat and a metal plate. Who would do such a thing? Such an unconscionable thing.
Unconscionable.
That's what I thought it was.
Should I take Hosonaga-san back?
Sure.
Yeah,
Excuse me. Could I say something?
sure. Yes, of course.
Please, say many things.
Speak more words to us, please.
Proceed, Inspector Hosonaga. I mentioned this earlier on in the trial, but I was working undercover in the restaurant in order to investigate another case.
That's true.
Ah, yes, that's right! The secret undercover operation. I know all about it.
La Carnival is a high-class Western cuisine restaurant. It attracts wealthy diners, including many foreigners. Recently, there's been a run of similarly executed thefts targeting the restaurant's rich clientele. A number of such incidents have been reported to the police bureau. Wicked crimes indeed. We wanted to nip the case in the bud quickly, especially with so many foreigners being affected.
So that's why you were sent in undercover, is it?
Yes, I took on the job of waiter at the restaurant in order to flush out the criminal. It seems likely that this Koban incident is the work of the same thief. I wonder what they're hinting at, having Nosa's face getting tugged in and out off the screen constantly.
So unbeknownst to us, there's a master thief at work in the restaurant on a regular basis.
It's the baby.
Yes.
The place was already the scene of several crimes, it seems.
I don't know about the master thief part, but the identity of the person who stole and hid Kurekuta-san's Koban is all too clear.
What?
What? No money.
I think the court would like to hear the defense's view on this matter.
No money, then steal a coin.
Tell us, who is the despicable scoundrel that stole Kurekuta-san's Koban and hid it under the stake?
Yeah, there's a lot of case.
For some reason, my ability to read just plummeted in the last 5 minutes.
That's fair.
Obviously, it can only be you.
bitch.
Sergeant Yesanosa.
What? Ow!
God, the music just like intense.
How dare you, you monster!
The baby looks so offended. Monster.
In front of my child. I stole that Koban, did I? I'm the master thief of Le Carnival, am I? Seriously, accusing me of these crimes, cadet?
Yeah.
But it wasn't me! What was Ido? Ido is the mastermind behind all this.
This fucking
Baby thief! Baby thief!
is a baby in our court record.
I
No,
don't think baby got a profile.
baby didn't get a profile, sir. It's not the baby.
Please let us cross-examine the baby.
Put the baby on the stand.
You would push the blame for your crimes onto your own son, an innocent little baby?
He's 20 years old.
It's you who's the monster, Sergeant Nosa.
This is my dad, he's Benjamin Buttoning.
Oh. Oh!
What the fuck? Is he being ratatouille'd by his son?
He's being opportunities. What?
Oh my fucking god.
Nippon Imperial Army Sergeant Yesanosa preparing to stand down in the Supreme Court, sir.
Supreme Court.
Supreme Court.
Supreme Court.
What the
Supreme.
Are we gonna... Okay, we're not gonna cross-examine this baby. I really hope we would.
I really wanted to cross-examine the baby.
I did not want to cross-examine a baby.
Why not?
Do any of you know of the extraordinarily low wages of the Nippon Imperial Army pays those it
You're
expects to keep our
blaming-
country safe?
You're blaming your son for your inability to pay his.
I understand the temporary increase in taxation owing to the recently ended conflicts remains in place. And I have heard it's hard for the lower-ranking soldiers to make a living, yes.
All I want is to put a hot meal on the table for my son.
That's why you were stealing things at the restaurant?
The place is heaving with money. Every 3 days, I'd go there and do a reconnaissance for a target. And I'd enjoy jumping my way through a good steak at the same time.
Sounds like he doesn't bother with a knife and fork, even. Which is worryingly believable.
Considering the bite marks in the steak.
And your target that day was the old man and his Koban. Yes, sir. He was an easy mark. I slipped the coin into my pocket without any trouble at all.
A veritable phantom thief you are.
And we were all set to leave the steak I was halfway through devouring when it happened.
Bang! Yes, when the professor was shot.
I knew that if the police conducted a search and found the coin in my pocket, I'd be finished. I'd owe too. So I hid the incriminating evidence as fast as I could. On the double.
Send that baby to jail for his baby crimes.
Baby crimes.
Baby crime!
Slipped it under the steak, hoping that I'd be able to rendezvous with it again at a later date.
This is ridiculous. I think that might be her. This is ridiculous, yeah. Perhaps you would carry on with this absurd prattling on your own time.
Well, Miss Brett.
Oh, of course, dear lady, of course! How rude of us! I'm quite sure there's no need to detain you any longer at all.
Jesus Christ.
God fucking slam!
May the esteemed...
Hold on. Hold on.
May the esteemed gentlewoman please be excused, Your Excellency!
Why, I'm so glad you have a
Amazing.
camera.
Amazing.
Indeed. If I think I heard you correctly. The theft of the Koban was clearly perpetrated by this baby-saddled sergeant. It would certainly appear to be unrelated to Dr. Wilson's murder.
Of course it is. Hiding a coin under a lump of meat. The sheer nonsense of such an idea astounds me. I say to the
Nonsense? Is it?
Well, oof.
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 And as for picking up your steak and biting into it without using a knife and a fork. What the fuck is wrong with you? It's beyond nonsense, it's pure madness.
Very well, I find him guilty of being a steak weirdo. Very well, now that all questions concerning this witness's testimony have been answered.
1 second.
I've got you already.
Great, thank you.
I see no further justification for detaining her. It's my first quote on Molly's server.
No.
Absolutely. Probably
No.
not.
No.
No,
You
you
can
can
actually search
exclamation
for that
point
here.
quote Miles.
There it is. I haven't been on that much.
That wasn't even the first tonight.
Well, I didn't realize there'd been another quote tonight.
Yeah.
I missed it. I just realized,
Okay,
like,
well that's not helpful. Thanks, Nightbot.
Sorry. I was laughing at the tit
I
joke.
was laughing at the... Okay, fair. Miss Brett, you are free to leave. Just like that.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Good luck, everyone.
Gotta stop her.
Rest in peace, Cock Rock!
Oh yeah! Cocorico! Because cock rock is like a genre of music. I never had to explain that. Like, it's an actual, like if you Google it, it's like a real thing.
Oh
And I kept, whenever I heard
Lord.
Cocorico, I kept thinking of cock rock.
Very good.
Also, there was, I think it was Kentucky Fried Chicken themed band. Or like a sponsored band that was like chickens who played rock music.
God.
Sorry, yes?
Good day.
I love the fucking slow
just like-
turn to the camera.
This is the what the fuck?
Ryunosuke, what's the matter with you? It's no time for daydreaming.
No,
I'm
it's
just thinking.
just something about Miss Brett's parting words there got me thinking. I can't
It's
quite
not day.
work out what exactly, but something she said jarred with me. I feel like there was a contradiction in there somewhere. Something didn't quite add up.
If that's the case, don't just stand there thinking. Make your voice heard.
Sorry?
You can think later, but if you don't call out now, it'll be too late. The trial will be over.
Objection!
Hold it!
Hold it! Wait, Miss Brett.
What is it now?
I'm afraid, just one last time, there's something I'd like to ask you. I'd like you to explain the contradiction in your parting words from just a few moments ago.
What are you talking about? What contradiction?
Objection!
What new student nonsense is this?
Well, what parting words are you talking about, Rinosuke?
Handing a coin under a lump of meat. The sheer nonsense of the idea astounds me.
She said that was her stake.
As for picking up your steak and biting into it without using a knife and a fork. It's beyond nonsense, it's pure madness.
Yes, I'm right. What she said there exposed an undeniable contradiction.
I'm going to need to see evidence, Counsel. If Miss Brett's words are truly contradictory, where is the evidence to prove it?
Does the steak we got say it's hers?
I don't know how to prove this.
Yeah, it says Miss Brett ordered, so... Is this what we want here?
I think that's it, yeah.
The steak that Miss Brett had been eating before the professor was killed. Yes, go on.
Go on.
Go on.
More accurately, Your Excellency. The steak that was on the victim's table just before the professor was killed.
Now you're just splitting hairs!
Not true. Doesn't something about this steak strike you as very unnatural?
Unnatural? What on earth do you mean?
It's extremely obvious. I'm talking about the shape of the edge where it's been eaten. We're gonna fucking cause her mental breakdown by suggesting she was inappropriate.
That's perfect.
I see you've noticed it too, Miss Brett.
Notice what exactly, Counsel?
Just a few moments ago, Miss Brett claimed no Englishman could even contemplate picking up a steak and biting into it without using a knife and fork.
Of course she did! She's a refined English gentlewoman herself!
Then take a good look at this steak. In particular, the edge where it's been eaten. As you can see, there are clearly defined, barbaric teeth marks there.
Ah!
Oh!
It looks like Miss Brett has realized something.
Food crimes. So, if the witness, as she claims, wouldn't contemplate eating anything without a knife and fork, there shouldn't be teeth marks in the steak at all.
Objection!
But what is your actual point? Perhaps the delightful Miss Brett was ravenously hungry and...
Shut up!
We got a little hanky now. She's getting sweaty.
Oh, whatever you say, dear lady.
As I said, I really must be leaving now. Afternoon tea with the Minister of Justice cannot possibly wait any longer.
Oh, it sure can. It can wait forever.
Of course! This will all be over in the blink of an eye. Rest assured, I'm about to put this rookie in his place.
Shut up! I've heard enough. You irritating little speck spectacled samurai relic. There's a lot of S's and my brain
Of
couldn't...
course, dear lady!
Matter, Miss Brett, have we ruffled your feathers?
Did they have square glasses in the 1880s?
Who knows? Clearly, the witness knows what this means. She's realized the catastrophic implications these teeth marks in the stake have for her.
Ryunosuke, do you know where you're going with this?
Absolutely.
Not.
Yes. Now, at last, it's all come together. The mysterious teeth marks in a steak that had allegedly been eaten with cutlery. The reason why the bloodstain I know I saw somehow seems to have disappeared. And most importantly, the evidence that proves once and for all who shot Dr. Wilson that day.
Except these teeth marks on the steak are a little unnatural, as you put it, Counsel. But what exactly are you suggesting that tells us?
Everything, Your Excellency.
Everything?
Yes, I believe that these barbaric teeth marks in the steak here amount to conclusive evidence in this case. Evidence that will prove beyond any doubt who shot Dr. Wilson.
Shut up!
Shut up! Conclusive evidence? How many times have I heard that today? You wouldn't know the meaning of the phrase, typical Japanese empty threats.
How can you be so sure?
Oh, it's quite simple. If you really had such conclusive evidence, you would have presented to the court long ago.
Actually, the evidence I'm talking about hasn't been brought before the court yet.
Has it been? What?
But just because it hasn't been shown yet, doesn't mean that the evidence does not exist.
Objection!
This is absurd! This trial has run several hours already, and you say there's evidence yet to be brought forward? There can't be. I don't believe you have it.
Objection!
I don't, but there's someone who does have it. Someone in this very courtroom. And if that person is willing to submit the piece of evidence I'm referring to, it will solve every remaining mystery about this case.
Very well. I have a feeling this will be my last request of the defense in this trial. Who possesses the conclusive evidence that will reveal the truth about this whole affair?
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Yeah, give this man his day in court. The answer is obvious. It's Inspector Hosonaga.
What? I have it.
Yes.
You think I've been withholding conclusive evidence?
Not on purpose.
That's ridiculous.
No, I'm not saying that. Everyone's attention has been focused on this steak with the teeth marks.
Yes.
Now, earlier this afternoon, Sergeant Nosa told the court the following. I'd enjoy chomping my way through a good steak. And as well as admitted to stealing Correct-san's coin, he told us that he slipped it under the steak.
You watch it, Cadet. I'm a superior officer.
Sergeant Nosa, could you please confirm something for me? Was the steak that you put the coin under, in fact, your own steak?
Attention! Affirmative, of course. Might be a soldier in the Imperial Nippon Army, but still. I'm not brave enough to ask a foreign gentle lady if she'd mind me manhandling her meal to hide something in it.
In other words, the steak that the detective submitted as evidence earlier was in fact Sergeant Nose's meal.
Objection!
That makes no sense! That plate was taken from the victim's table!
Objection!
Yet the gentlewoman doesn't take bites out of her steak, nor did she have any opportunity to steal the coin.
Of course I didn't steal it.
I'm not a thief, I'm a murderer!
How dare you assume I wouldn't kill someone? To even suggest such a thing would be an affront to the entire British Empire.
Well then, how do you explain this paradox?
Exactly! Surely you're not going to suggest that the sergeant switched the two steaks over?
The bee!
You did switch the plates?
Well, after it happened, they,
Bang.
when I saw the civilian had been murdered right in front of my eyes like that, I panicked. As I said, I immediately lifted my stick and hid the coin underneath it. But then the waiter announced when he was an undercover policeman, and I thought I'd had it. If he decided to investigate my slab of meat, that'd be it. Be getting my marching orders. So when the cadet here was arrested and taken off to the kitchen, I seized my chance.
Don't look.
With military precision and timing, I switched my steak with the one on the foreign ladies' table.
What? I never saw you do such a thing.
It was called Operation Lightning Bolt. There was no time for strategic planning.
I threw the baby across the room.
It was do or die, I tell you. So yes, I did what had to be done.
Unbelievable!
However, fear not, Prosecutor-san.
What now?
I swear on the breast buttons of my uniform. That is all I did, sir.
All you did? That's plenty, Sergeant!
Yes!
Yes! So, if Sergeant Nosa switched the plates over, it means he took Miss Brett's steak and the plate it was on back to his own table.
Yes, that follows.
Inspector Hosonaga,
Yes?
earlier in this trial, you told the court this. You said that you had not only taken Miss Brett's steak after the incident, but also the sergeant's. That, to preserve evidence, you had taken both. Jeez.
Got a hint.
She angry.
That is correct. She is Angie.
Then please present it to the court now. The plate that was actually on the victim's table at the precise moment he was shot.
Shut up! What can that possibly tell us now? I mean a cold slab of tough meat. It can't have the slightest bearing on the case.
Objection!
No, you're not rigged your way out of it this time, lady.
I beg your pardon!
Surely you're not that forgetful. Surely you remember the reason why the steak pan promises to prove such a problem for you, no?
You're the ones who decided it was a problem, not me.
The reason the defense asked to see that plate was to confirm something the defendant remembers seeing.
Things he remembers.
I'm quite sure of what I saw, Miss Brett. Blood. On the side of the plate on the table directly behind
Blood.
Dr. Wilson. There was a clear spattering of blood from the gunshot wound to the victim's chest.
I believe the defendant's memory serves him well. And now we have the evidence to prove it. The plate you were eating from, Miss Brett. I forgot that was me for a second there.
Let's not prolong this any further. Inspector, you will show the evidence to the court. Present the beefsteak in the plate that was originally on the victim's table at the time of the incident. Why are we bleeding?
God, I hope we find out.
Yes, sir! DST says he could have tuberculosis. Sorry for keeping you. Here's the other steak and its plate. Please, feel free to examine it.
There's blood.
That's blood.
That's blood. The blood stain. It's clearly visible. Look.
Yes!
Now this makes everything clear. The blood you can see on the side of the plate shows that at the moment the victim was shot, he was facing the table with his back to me.
In other words, it's impossible for Naruhoto-san to have shot the victim.
Ah,
It can't be!
In fact, there's only one person who could possibly have shot Dr. Wilson from the front. I'm sure everyone knows by now who that person is. That's right. Miss Giselle Brett. It's you. Yes. 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 Oh.
He killed the swan.
how done by a Japanese. Me. By a Japanese schoolboy. No. No. No!
Come on. Show me her eyes. Show me her eyes. Baby!
Ah! They're just fucking popping out.
Oh my god!
How many birds were in her hat? What the fuck?
And that's how she died.
Oh my god, look at, we got little babies now.
Oh my god!
Oh my god. Show me your face.
Please excuse my little outburst. I briefly lost my composure.
What the fuck? No, come on.
Most unbecoming behavior for an English gentlewoman. Forgive me.
Well, Miss Brett, I think it's time you told the court what actually happened that day. The truth this time.
Gladly, Your Excellency.
Are we gonna get one more testimony?
Or a confession.
It was I who took the professor's life, using
Curare.
Curare. As you surmised, I chose that particular day for one very important reason. The professor had a dental appointment for the extraction of one of his teeth in the morning. Sorry, I've thoughts of death on my mind. Silly
He
me.
murdered one of his teeth.
So you plan to kill the professor, knowing that no trace of poison would be found in his water. Is that thunder?
Yeah, sorry, it's getting spicy over here.
Because Kurore is unheard of here in Japan.
Yes. Of course, I never intended to remain at the restaurant for as long as I did. I only needed to see the professor. I only needed to see the professor take one tiny sip of his water, and then it would all be over. I would place the steak I had ordered in front of him to make it appear as though he had been dining alone, and leave immediately. However, before any of that happened, there was an unexpected visitor at the professor's table.
That would be me, I suppose.
Yeah.
Alex?
Oh, that would be me, right? Like that would be a Naruhodo, right?
Yeah.
I wish they'd done that.
I'm
What?
confused. What?
You went underwater for a second. That's why I said Alex.
Oh, okay. But I'm also confused about what
Naruhodo.
So Naruhodo means is like I see in Japanese, but it's just like we use the word right, which is like this is good, right? Like comma RIGHT, which is why Phoenix Wright's last name is Wright.
Mm-hmm.
And so he was like, that was me, I suppose. Which I wonder if it meant if they wrote that out. It was me, comma Naruhodo. Like if it was in Japanese, it would have just been his name. Right? Am I wrong?
Yeah, no, yeah.
Maybe.
Maybe. I don't know.
Such a trifling matter, but the fact that you decided to come over to greet the professor
Meant that I saw the lady.
meant that I had lost my chance to slip away unnoticed. Though, honestly, I could have kept with my job, because apparently fucking nobody was going to call me out until you fucking found a way to do it. In due course, the professor took a sip of his water, and I was paralyzed. Not that I was. I made sure he was sitting in his chair such that he wouldn't fall. There was no going back at that point. So I concocted a plan and on the spur of the moment.
A plan to pin Dr. Wilson's murder on this innocent man.
I happened to know that the professor always carried a gun. I decided to use that fact to my advantage. I had a bottle of... I don't even fucking remember. We say it so many times that I
Curare.
can never remember what it... Curare in my handbag. And... my own pistol concealed under my skirt.
I knew it!
Under your skirt?
So I was right. There were 2 guns.
Yes.
And then I finished my coffee and got up to leave. That's when I noticed the professor's gun, which you had presumably placed on the floor. Place where you were sure that I would notice it.
And everything went according to plan. You noticed the gun, as I intended. And then, just as you bent down to pick it up,
Bang. That's when you shot the professor with your own gun. Even though at that point he was already dead.
naturally, the gunshot caused a commotion, which at which point the waiter appeared. It's so fucking bad right now.
Obviously, I assumed Naruhodo-san was the culprit and apprehended him. I took him to the pantry that adjoins the kitchen, and locked him inside.
That's when I took the opportunity to turn the professor and his chair around.
Because,
Shasta,
of
muted.
course, Shasta
Yeah,
Beauty.
Shasta.
You needed to
okay.
make it look like the defendant had shot Dr. Wilson from where he picked up the gun.
So there you have it. That's the entirety of my misdemeanor.
You killed a man.
Your Excellency.
Yes.
I wonder... Might I speak with you in private later?
No?
I shall call on you.
Thank you. Good day then, everyone. I hope you can forgive me, Naruhodo-san.
No? No. No.
It would seem this trial has finally run its course. I presume the prosecution is in agreement.
This cannot be! Taketsuchi Ouchi does not lose! Not to the likes of this rookie student!
You better start getting used to tough opposition.
Thank you.
Ah! Ryunosuke Naruhodo!
What? Yes?
This insult to the Ouchi family name will never be forgotten!
You become conceited with your age, Council. But the old have to stand aside and make way for the new. It's the way of the world. May you never forget that.
You're gonna draw your
And if
sword
you
on
don't,
him?
I'll kill you.
Yes! Yes! Yes!
Yes!
Oh my god, he caught up this. Oh my god.
I think he just cut the band holding his hair up, but it's so good. 1,000 millennia may pass, and still the Ouchi clan will never measure up the Naruhodo clan.
Never! Never!
Damn.
Get
Fucking
fucked,
stellar.
Pain!
This trial in the Supreme Court of Japan will, I believe, go down in history as the start of a new chapter in our country's judicial system.
Get fucked!
With 2 rookie students and despite being summoned as the accused, you, Ryunosuke Naruhodo, presented an excellent case.
Thank you, Your Excellency.
The use of evidence and deduction to unravel the truth is a modern methodology. After all, it has only been a few short decades since our country opened its doors to the wider world. But the Western ideas of science are rapidly gaining acceptance here. I feel sure that science will soon bring new methods of investigation and new procedures of justice. A new future of law awaits, but what it will look like, I cannot begin to imagine. That is for the young to pursue. Kazuma Asogi,
Yes?
after this trial, you are set to embark on a journey of discovery to the illustrious British Empire. Learn all you can. Absorb everything of the wider world that you are able to. And do not forget to fulfill the mission imposed upon you. What?
Mission.
Kill the president. I understand.
The
President of Great
the UK?
Britain!
Yep.
That's what they call it.
What was that about? Why do you look so grave all of a sudden?
Ah, never mind.
Stop hiding things from me, Kazuma.
No.
As for you, Ryunosuke Naruhodo,
Oh, yes?
in you I sense, how can I put it, unusual potential. I very much...
Didn't we talk about someone saying unusual potential
Literally
earlier?
last week, someone used that to refer to Apollo.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I think someone said it in Boyfriend Dungeon.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, that's what it was. It was boyfriend
It was
dungeon.
boyfriend
And you were
dungeon.
like, "What the fuck? That's such a fucking backhanded compliment."
I very much look forward to...
Sorry.
No idea what... It's fine. I look forward to seeing what you do in the future or whatever. Seeing how you carry that seeing how you carry that onwards.
Or whatever. Thank you, Your Excellency. Yeah.
It is time to deliver the final verdict.
That's why I'm over here now.
I hereby find the defendant, Ryunosuke Naruhodo,
Yeah.
not guilty.
Yeah.
Oh, pedals.
Yay. Oh, and Payne's still doing the...
Screaming.
Scriming? Is that what you just said?
This court is
Scriming?
now adjourned.
Screaming.
Screaming.
Screaming. 2:46 p.m. Supreme Court of Judicature, Defendants, Antechamber 5. I can't believe it. I can't believe what's happened. I made it. I defended myself and made it through that horrendous trial.
Ryunosuke,
Fucking victory music.
you finally pulled it off. Congratulations.
Well, I couldn't have done it without you. Thank you, Kazuma.
No. It was a pleasure to watch you work. So, you owe me an extra large sukiyaki from the place over on Yume University Street. Don't forget.
I think this is Teacher Man.
Is this also me?
Yeah, I think so.
Good afternoon. All of your hard work has certainly paid off.
Nope, just kidding!
No,
Congratulations to both of you for proving Naruhodo-san's innocence.
Did you like my impression of my dad?
Did you like my impersonation of my dad? I'm really good at it.
our trusty judicial assistant. We worked hard for that result too, you know.
Oh no, I didn't do anything.
Thank you so much. If we hadn't had that research report of Miss Brett's, I don't know how things would have turned out.
Your kind words should really be for my father. I was simply doing as he asked. It was his idea for me to go to the university and investigate.
Your father? Ah, yes, of course. That man.
Forgive me for intruding on the court proceedings, Your Excellency. Susato Mikotoba, Judicial Assistant to the Defense.
Speaking of Mikotoba.
Now, Sam. Ah, there you are. Well, congratulations are in order. Naruhodo, you did an excellent job.
Thank you, Professor.
Oh no, it is I who should be thanking you. After all, your efforts exposed the true criminal that took the life of my good friend.
Good friend? Oh, yes, you mentioned that before. It was you who actually invited Dr. Wilson to Yume University, wasn't it?
Yes, that's right. They're not different enough.
Alex, do you want to take one of them? Do you want to be Kazuma? I think
Apparently not.
Never mind.
Professor Mikotoba started. No, that's him again.
Oh, do you want me to do it?
Yes, please.
Professor Mikotoba studied overseas himself. He went to study forensic medicine in Great Britain. Presumably, that's when you met Dr. Wilson. Mr. Dr. Wilson.
Mr. Doctor, Professor Wilson.
Exactly.
Mr. Dr. Professor Wilson.
In those days, we worked together in the same hospital.
Oh, you work together?
I've never heard you mention that before.
Well, it was a long time ago now. Besides, it's your turn, Asogi. Great Britain is a magnificent country. It leads the world in science, medicine, engineering, culture, and of course, in war crimes.
That too.
Watch and learn, my boy. See what's happening in the world's largest melting pot.
I will. I'll learn all that I can. I swear on this, the spirit of the Asogi clan.
You're not taking that sword to Great Britain, are you?
Of course I am. A Japanese man's katana is his soul. The blade shows me where I need to go. And cuts down anything that's in my way. Like a conveniently placed tree.
Yes, I've definitely seen how sharp it is already with my own eyes. You threaten me
That
with it
reminds me.
regularly.
What's happened to the woman? To Giselle Brett, I mean. After all, she's guilty of murder.
Ah, yes. Her. It's not easy to tell you this, but
She's been not arrested. What do you mean?
She's been extradited.
Surely she's going to face trial herself now. She's the true culprit after all.
she will be leaving Japan in the very near future. For Shanghai.
What?
Explain. What? Shanghai?
Giselle Brett will not appear in court again in this country. I'm certain of that.
What? But why not?
It's a matter of
It's a matter of
consular
jurisdiction.
Ah,
Inspector
hello.
Hosonaga.
It was a hard-fought battle in the courtroom today. Very impressive to watch. I must congratulate-
But what is all this about consular jurisdiction?
We cannot try this particular foreigner for her crimes here in Japan.
What? We can't try her? But then, who? Who's going to bring her to justice?
A British consular will hear her case, somewhere far away, where our voices can't be heard.
But why a consular court?
Professor, I simply don't understand. Though consular courts were a thing of the past now that we've signed the friendship treaty.
Yes, in normal circumstances, you're right.
Then so long as this is not a serious incident of a highly political nature to our respective governments, they can invoke a consular court just like that.
Oh. Can't they?
Yes, she's a student, but it doesn't just justify our government making secret agreements about her fate, does it? Something strange is going on.
So Miss Brett can't be held accountable for her actions here in Japan.
I'm afraid that's for the young student. Today's trial is nothing more than a game all along. There's never any danger of comeuppance for her.
Jeez.
We're gonna have her as a
come
murderer again
back.
later.
We've gotta.
I don't
She's
believe
got diplomatic
it.
immunity, maybe.
But
That's
not
why
if
we
you kill
did it.
somebody in England.
That's why we didn't get a full face breakdown.
The British government's Foreign Affairs Ministry has demanded that we hand over custody of Miss Brett.
She might actually, like, pretend to be someone else. She'll come back and, like, that's what, like, we don't see her face because they deliberately are going to show it to us later and we're not going to know who she is.
They're obviously taking this case of a foreign student committing murder very seriously.
She's our Irene Adler.
God, I hope not. That would really suck if she's Irene Adler. Irene's racist.
But it's all going to change from now on. We can make it change. This is a time of great turmoil. This new era, heralded by the start of the 20th century. One day, I have no doubt, that woman will receive the judgment she deserves.
Oh, she's definitely coming back in another trial.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, change is coming. And we're the ones driving it.
Probably the last one.
Well, I think that's enough seriousness for now. This evening calls for a celebratory drink.
But, Professor,
You're right. This is no time for gloomy faces. We should be celebrating Ryunosuke's not guilty verdict. Let's start having some fun. In that case, might I suggest La Carnival? As the head waiter, I should be delighted to provide you with ample food and drink. Is he really not a police inspector?
you're a detective, Hosonaga-san. Aren't you?
Let's not worry about details for now. He's absolutely full of shit, isn't he?
my
Oh my god, he kept telling me being a
God.
crime scene thief. Is he really not an actual detective?
Oh my god.
Is no one gonna fucking badge this guy? Okay, sorry. To La
That's
Carnival.
why he didn't have a badge while he was undercover.
Will you accompany us, Professor?
He just made all of these business cards and they're fake!
Of course, the Carnival's food is second to none.
He wants to be a detective,
Or-
but he isn't.
Or he
That's-
got fired
Or
for
he got
doing
fired.
the exact thing that he did in this case.
I shall go and attend to the paperwork for Naruhodo-san's release.
Oh, yes. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
You'll see me later, I think.
So Giselle Brett won't be tried here. I suppose that means I'll never know. I'll never find out why she killed Dr. Wilson. Kazuma?
Yes, Ryunosuke?
I just wanted to say thanks again. That's all. You really saved my skin today.
I didn't do a thing. You were the lawyer in there, weren't you? That defense was all your own work.
Your skills made the difference, though. One day, I bet you'll be the best lawyer in the world.
I'm not so sure about that. To be honest, something kept occurring to me over and over again during that trial. I couldn't help thinking that maybe you're the one destined to become a great lawyer, not me.
What? Come on, be serious.
If I helped you today, it was only right at the very start of the trial. But you have a natural talent for it. For being a defense lawyer, I mean.
Oh no, not me. All that tense verbal combat? I never want to go through that ever again. I did what you told me to do, that's all. Because I knew I could trust you.
That's the point.
Sorry? What do you mean that's the point?
Listen, Ryunosuke. Do you know what the most crucial weapon is that any lawyer needs in order to win?
Knowledge of the law?
No. The ability to believe.
To believe? To believe what?
A defense lawyer has to fight for his clients. He has to believe them at all times. Believe in them at all times.
Like, you believed in me when I said I didn't do it.
I'm human, just like you. I don't have some superhuman ability to know the truth. But you have to make a choice about what to believe in, and stick to it when you're defending someone.
You would if you had a Magatama. God.
We could stop in for one somewhere. Sometime in the courtroom. You really can be backed into a corner. But being able to remain faithful to what you choose to believe in, even then. Well, that's not something that anyone can do. It takes a special kind of person.
Believing in your client.
Just look at today's trial. I'm a student lawyer with precious little real experience. But you never stop believing in me.
Well,
You face seemingly hopeless situations time and time again, but you never stop looking for the truth. And in the end, you found it through your own efforts. And because you never stopped believing in me.
Thanks, Kazuma.
There's something I want to ask you, actually, Ryunosuke. Well, it's a favor, really. Something very important to me.
It sounds serious. What is...
Oh, you're still here, are you?
Fuck off! Oh, Inspector Hosonaga.
I've arranged some rickshaws for us. Let's go.
I'm trying to have a moment with my boyfriend, sir!
Thank you. We'll be right there. Let's pick this conversation again later.
No! God.
We should be celebrating right now. Your first court victory.
Kazuma! And your study tour to Great Britain, don't forget.
Oh, yeah. That too.
He's gonna say, you go for me.
Kazuma, don't you dare die after saying something like that.
No, he's gotta have kids.
So my very first trial came to an end. Kazuma,
He can't die until after we know confirm 100% he has
Professor
children.
Mikotoba,
Wait, who's the
Chisato-san, who
descendant
acted
of...
as my assistant. Inspector Hosonaga, who didn't really play much of a part, but still. It was because of the help and support of all these people that I managed to get through that trial. But more importantly, Kazuma hadn't yet managed to ask his favor of me. Little did I realize just how much it would change my life. He was gonna ask. He asked us to go with him to Great Britain.
Oh, that's what it is. Either go with him or take my place. I have assumed for a while that he was.
No,
Edward's
Ahsoka comes with us to Great Britain.
Oh, okay.
Like we go with him.
Right. Miles, I have assumed that he is Edward's ancestor.
Oh, I guess.
I mean, that makes I thought like that seemed like one of those things that if I asked, everyone would be like, "Yeah, what the fuck? Yeah, of course."
I don't
know.
I don't think that's necessarily true. That's not. I don't think they've made that clear. I think the only ones that are for sure descent is obviously Ryunosuke is the ancestor of Phoenix, and Ouchi is the ancestor of Pain. And he doesn't have Edgeworth's last name.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, like, I didn't know, like, obviously I didn't know going, like, I just assumed that was the case because of how much they're playing into that dynamic.
Got a sword, which, like, Edgeworth
would absolutely have a sword.
Also in Japanese, his name contains the word sword. Like, that's why it's called Edgeworth. Like, it's a sword thing.
But I don't think Miles
Edgeworth. I don't think it's like hard confirmed.
I don't think his last name is Asogi in.
It's not
the trilogy, though.
Mitsurugi, I believe.
I do not know.
Speckled Band. I think his name is Mitsurugi Rieji, but I don't know. I think Rieji's his first name, like his given name, and Mitsurugi is his family name. Oh yeah, because his dad is Shin Mitsurugi. Yes, it's that. Yes. I know too much about this game. Yes, I was right. Okay.
In a corner of that small, dark room, Sholmes and I waited.
For Sholmes.
In time, there came from the ventilator a hiss and a soft, almost growl-like sound. Suddenly, Sholmes sprang into action, lashing furiously with his cane at a point in the darkness. "You see it, Wilson?" he yelled, his tense voice reverberating through the air. I raised my dark lantern's shutter, and the room slowly came into view. Sholmes was staring intently at one particular corner when he started whispering to me. The victim's most perplexing final words. The Speckled Band. I believe this is the terrible coil to which you referred, Wilson. In front of us was an enormous adder, its fangs bared as it threatened to strike. It truly was the most terrible speckled band I had ever seen.
Snake.
Couldn't hear it because I was muted, but I gasped out loud at that snake.
9th of January, it's 6:37 a.m. We're on a boat.
So then,
Yes!
let us unravel this mystery
There he is!
and discover
My
what
boy!
events led to this curious murder. Pray, do excuse me. The cabin door was bolted from the inside when the man was killed. No marks to suggest the bolt was tampered with in any way. So, this would appear to be a locked room mystery. In his final moments, the victim scrawled a
Oh my
message
god,
on the
it's
floor.
taken from
Almost certainly with the ink from this upset bottle. A Russian word. So the victim was a Russian man then. And the letters are well formed, suggesting he was compos mentis at the time. This is a most extraordinary script. And evidently not penned by the same hand as this message. In fact, I deduce it was written by someone of a different nationality.
Herlock, please.
This paper seal was
Oh.
placed just prior to the incident by the
Fuck.
victim himself, I would venture.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Well, What have we here?
Well, now it's AI.
Who are you, and what do you think you're doing here?
No one must touch before maritime police come. We must wait. That will be necessary.
Oh my
You
god.
see, in less than 5 seconds from now, I will reveal the killer to you.
Oh my god, it's me. I'm in the closet.
Don't be absurd.
Not again.
Oh
God
my
damn
God.
it.
Be locked from inside.
Ah yes, the locked room. But that mystery is paper thin.
You don't mean the culprit is in there?
Who are you? And where have you come from? I'm a great British
that
consultant.
Hosanaka? Was that Hosanaka?
One in the world. Herlock Sholmes.
Why is he coming with us?
I presume you must have heard of me.
It's me.
God, this shit for brains.
Come
I
on,
love
it's
it.
me. I'm in the closet. I recognize that
There.
silhouette. That was me. Ugh,
Are we gonna be the accused for every single murder?
my head is
That'd be funny.
throbbing. What's going on? Something's not right here. There's trouble in the air. Wait. I can't move. Ah! What the? Why am I in handcuffs? I think this is Sholmes, which means this is Shasta.
Or were we gonna
Oh,
give
boy.
Shasta? Was Shasta gonna be Wilson or?
We,
or
I mean, we
Sholmes?
went back and forth whether or not I was going to be Sholmes or Shasta was going to be
okay.
Wilson,
The
or
reason, okay,
Shasta was going to be
the
Sholmes and I was
reason
gonna be
that
Wilson.
Shasta is going to be Sholmes is because Sholmes talks so fucking weird. I have seen screenshots of his dialogue, and Alex, I love you. You will not be able to read this man's words.
That is a fair reason.
And while I would,
Levi
I
seemed
would
to really
love-
want me to be a tiny British gremlin.
while I would
So,
love
that's
Shasta to be
fine.
able to be a gremlin, I do not.
No, that sounds amazing. I just wanted to make sure because I didn't know if we'd actually settled. I wanted to just confirm that before we kept going. Awesome.
Yes, this man speaks
So you
so
wake up
weird.
now.
Oh, never mind. It's a Russian
Should I
sailor.
continue?
Hey,
We have to drag you out of the wardrobe.
you gotta give Alex the bigger Russian,
Yes.
like the
bigger and
the
beefier
angrier
dude.
Russian.
The one with the mark
Yes.
across his face?
Yes, that's gotta be Alex, right?
Yeah. For sure.
I do not believe how you could not wake up. You are a true cold-blooded man.
You. Ah. You found me then.
Da, we found you. And now you pay, criminal. How long are you hiding in that tiny wardrobe,
Sorry.
Now you have been found. It is time to admit your crimes. Unless you want to find out how cold the ocean is,
No. I'll tell you everything.
Is this Sholmes?
It's gotta be.
Isn't that?
No,
Oh,
God
it's
damn it.
me! How can you never tell when it's her? Why did you do it? Why did you take his life?
Mrs. Sato. Wait. What did you just say? Take his life? Where is he? Where's Kazuma?
Ah, you pretend you do not know? You are a wolf in sheep's pelt.
Fuck.
You are the killer. Do not try to make excuses.
What?
He didn't live long enough to make babies.
Kazuma-sama's body was discovered not long ago.
Okay, he's not dead.
No, what?
He's not dead.
Maybe he is.
He's not. I know that he makes it to England.
Here, in this very cabin, that was bolted shut from the inside.
His body?
Please.
Also, how would Kazuma write in Cyrillic?
Do not try to tell us you were doing this terrible thing in your sleep.
Kazuma's dead? But he can't be. And these handcuffs. Surely you don't think I
have to know. Why did you take Kazuma-sama's life? Answer me, please!
No! No! Kazuma. It was just 2 short weeks ago. Are you sure about this? Won't we get in trouble?
Don't you find it fun being a stowaway? Besides, how else could you come to England with me to study?
Oh my god. It was really something else when they brought your luggage in here earlier, though. The way that Russian crewman just tossed your traveling case onto the floor. I thought I was going to die.
He was in the suitcase? Yes, I still can't quite believe that. I really didn't think you'd be able to fit inside my trunk. You must be even less of a man than you look.
Hey! Honestly, I thought I'd broken every bone in my body.
Well, it's about 50 days until we dock in Great Britain. But if you confine yourself to my cabin here, I don't expect anyone will discover you.
That's why I was hiding in the closet. Ugh, I hope not. I get the feeling those Russians wouldn't be very forgiving of a stowaway.
They're a sturdy bunch, that's for sure.
What I want to know is, why do we need to keep it a secret from the young lady?
From our faithful oh god, I'm gonna have to say this word a million times and I can't. Judicial assistant, Mikotoba, you mean?
From your close friend, more to the point. Surely we could confide in her, couldn't we? I don't believe she'd give me away.
No, but if she knew what we'd done, that would make her guilty by association. It's best that only you and I know about this.
I suppose so.
Anyway, it's about the time the steward is supposed to come and clean the cabin. I know it's cramped, but you better get in there, I think. It won't be for long. And anyway, compared to hiding inside my traveling case, it'll be a breeze.
Yes, but what if the steward decides to open the wardrobe for some reason? Then I'll be in for it.
Stop worrying. I tell you what, why don't you write "keep out" or something on this piece of paper?
What?
Then I can stick it over the wardrobe doors once you're inside.
I don't know.
Why didn't I write it?
We've only been at sea for about 15 days. How can this have happened? We were supposed to be going on this adventure to England together.
We leave you at next port. Stay quiet until then. Don't make what trouble for yourself. Murderer.
No, I'm not a murderer.
Duh, you said before. You said you admit everything about your crimes.
No, that's not right. I mean, yes, I did stow away on the ship, but Murdering my best friend?
No one else could have done it. Admit the truth.
Sato-san. Please. Tell me what happened. I need to know.
Very well. But there is something I would like to ask of you too.
Those eyes. She looks like she's ready to destroy me. This nightmare is getting worse by the minute. I suppose all I can do is try to find out what really happened. He really has been killed, hasn't he? This isn't just a bad dream. And these handcuffs. They think I did it? They think I'm Kazuma's killer?
When they found him, the cabin was locked from the inside.
What do you mean?
There's no access to the cabin via a porthole window, and the bolt on the door can't be operated from outside. In other words, after the crime, the culprit couldn't have escaped these four walls.
What?
Or to put it another way, the culprit could only have been someone inside this cabin. Or do you have some other explanation?
This is impossible. How did he die then? What happened exactly?
Are you still going to deny the charge, even despite the circumstances?
Please, Sato-san, you have to tell me.
The cause of death is still undetermined.
They don't know how he died?
The ship's doctor is examining the body, but of course, he has no post-mortem analysis experience. I don't suppose we shall learn more until an expert has been consulted at our next port of call.
So presumably that means there were no obvious external signs of injury then.
That's true, yes.
He's just unconscious. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Fuck. 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 There's no skip buttons. Can't anyone tell me what actually happened here in this cabin? I don't understand it. Why would anyone want to kill Kazuma?
Presumably that's something you know the answer to better than anyone.
Please.
Whatever you say, you were here in the cabin after all.
Well, yes, I was, but...
Damn, she's hardcore. She said, fuck you.
Fuck you. He would always wake before dawn and do his training first thing in the morning. I was waiting outside his cabin as I have every day so far on this voyage. But this morning, he did not come. I could sense that he wouldn't.
Does that mean... he was already dead when Susato-san arrived at his cabin door, I wonder?
I knocked, but there was no reply. And I started to become worried, so I went to find a member of the crew. The crewman forced the cabin door open, and we managed to get inside. And when we managed to get inside, there was Kazuma-sama, collapsed on the floor.
And the white tape there now shows exactly where he was found, I suppose. I had no idea anything had happened.
That is not why they do that.
I must have been asleep in the wardrobe somehow.
I wish it wasn't the case, but that's just very hard to believe.
This is all very hard to believe for me too. Trust me.
Now I've told you everything I know. So it's my turn to ask you a question.
Yes, alright. My head feels so heavy. It's still throbbing like anything.
Why are you even on board this ship, Naruhodo-san? You said something before about being a stowaway, didn't you?
Oh. Yes, I'm afraid that's true. It's 2 weeks since we left Japan now, and I've been shut in this cabin the entire time.
I had no idea. But how could you have occupied Kazuma-sama's cabin for so long without him noticing?
No. That would have been impossible, obviously.
Yes, of course.
Kazuma invited me. He wanted us to go to England together.
He actually asked you. But why?
I'm afraid I don't really know the reason myself.
I don't understand.
Kazuma, why do you want this? What's the real reason? Why go to such extreme lengths to smuggle me to England with you?
It's an idea that had been on my mind ever since the end of that incredible trial. I think I told you then, didn't I? That you ought to become a lawyer yourself?
Well, yes, you did say that, but I didn't think you were serious.
You have a talent for it. I can assure you of that. Nah, I want his headband to be moving even when he's dead.
He's not dead.
But I've never really thought about becoming a lawyer. That's you. I thought that it was
I thought it was
my
you.
voice line. Well, that's something you can decide for yourself. London is a spearhead of cultural development, center of the world in many ways. There can't be any harm in seeing such an important place with your own eyes, can there?
Well,
Unless I get murdered.
no, definitely not.
But on a personal level, if you were to become a lawyer, then
Then what?
nothing. Forget it.
What?
Kazuma-sama he was always saying the same thing. That he wanted to change the Japanese legal system. Perhaps he thought that he could do that with you.
Yes, maybe. But something's still bothering me a little. The look in his eyes, then. It was darker than I've ever seen it before. Susato-san? I'm sorry that we kept it a secret from you. My stowing away on this ship, I mean.
If I know Kazuma-sama, I expect he was trying to protect me. To avoid me becoming guilty by association.
That's exactly right, yes. Word perfect, in fact.
If you're not the culprit, then tell me. What happened last night here in this cabin?
Well, the thing is, I don't really remember. Kazuma brought me something to eat, just like he always did. And then I got myself into that wardrobe over there, just like I always did. After that, I...
Fell asleep?
Well, yes.
So deeply that you didn't even stir when Kazuma-sama was killed.
Well... Yes? I know it sounds unbelievable. Really, I do, but it's the truth. If only I'd woken up, then perhaps I wouldn't be in this predicament. And for some reason, my head's still throbbing like anything.
Really?
Is something wrong?
Oh, no, it's... Please forget it.
Susato-san, you have to believe me. I didn't do it.
I really don't want to doubt you. But the trouble is, there is no one else who could have possibly done this.
Ugh. Kazuma, I don't understand. Why? Why did this have to happen? Ugh! I can't take this.
Don't try to go anywhere. I'll kick your ass. You're the perpetrator of this crime. You can't leave. I can't allow that to happen.
I'm sorry. But Kazuma was killed right under my nose here. And I didn't do anything to stop it. And now I'm supposed to just sit around, my hands tied, while whoever did this walks free? No. I can't allow that to happen.
Well, what do you propose to do then?
I'm going to investigate. I'm going to find out exactly what happened here. I'm going to work out who took Kazuma's life and how and why they did it. So I'm sorry, but you're going to have to excuse me. Hi-ya!
Hi, that's me. Hi-ya!
Oh, I thought I was
kick your ass.
I thought I was kicking the door open.
No,
What?
I will kick your ass. The door's unlocked.
What the?
That was a Susato takedown.
A
Fuck off.
Susato? What? What martial art form is that?
I'm going to need you to prove it.
Sorry? Prove it?
Yes. Your innocence. I need evidence.
But how am I supposed to...
Have you forgotten already what you achieved just a few weeks ago? You successfully defended yourself in a court of law.
I see. She's expecting me to present some conclusive evidence. Well, how could I have put the piece of paper on the wardrobe after I was already in it? That's what I got. I have to get Susato-san to believe me. I'll show her some evidence right now that proves I'm not guilty of this awful crime. See?
Yeah.
Tell me, when I was discovered in the wardrobe before, was this piece of paper stuck over the doors?
Oh, yes, it was. I remember it clearly.
I thought so. Kazuma always put it in place whenever I went to sleep in there, just in case the cabin steward or another crew member decided to look inside. So naturally, he did the same last night as well.
Oh! Yes, of course! The gentleman who discovered you peeled that sign from the wardrobe doors before he opened them.
But if I were truly the culprit, I couldn't have climbed back inside that wardrobe and stuck this on the outside of the doors on my own.
Yes, that's quite true.
In other words, it's impossible that I killed Kazuma.
Well, Even if you are sprawled hopelessly on the floor, I can see why Kazuma-sama thought so highly of you.
Thank you, Susato-san. Now, do you think perhaps you could help me up? Thank you.
Even though you're a punk bitch whose ass I can kick, you didn't kill
I will
him.
help you off the floor, and you didn't kill him.
To be
Well, in light of that
fair,
evidence,
I can't use my hands.
and I did probably flip you, I don't see any reason why I should stop you from investigating in here at least.
Thank you. So you finally believe me?
I'm sorry. No.
What?
I'm not sure yet. I can't let the possibility that you used some sort of conjuring trick to put the sign back in position.
What does she
You could have
think
just
I
put it on one
am?
half of the door,
A
and then closed it in
magician?
place so it stuck to both halves. You could have, like, attached it to one half of the door and, like, closed it. For now, I suggest you investigate as thoroughly as possible in here. I'll do the same.
Alright, let's get to work, Susato-san.
Please don't misunderstand me. I still have my doubts.
Oh.
I shall be watching you to make sure you don't do nothing that might disturb the crime scene. I wouldn't want you using your conjuring tricks to destroy evidence, for example.
Right. Well, anyway, I should make a start on investigating in here. Examine everything I can. Kazuma, I swear, I will avenge your death.
Can we show her the badge?
Susato-san? About this.
I'm sorry, Naruhodo-san. But we don't have time to waste on anything else. We must find clues.
She looks serious.
I will kick your ass again. I will
Really
flip you over.
quite deadly serious.
If it was not for the laws of this land, I would have slaughtered you, or whatever that meme is. This is where dear Kazuma-sama, my brain didn't want to make that word happen, would have sat whenever he was writing.
London Diary. Poor Kazuma. He didn't even make it to his destination.
It looks as though his last entry is incomplete.
Which means what? He was in the middle of writing it when the incident happened? Let's see what it says. It could be a valuable clue.
Hiya! I will flip you again. That is out of the question.
What?
Kazuma-sama may have departed this world, but you must not read his private thoughts.
But what if it's something important? Something relevant to the case? Alright, I won't read it.
Kazuma-sama.
I don't like prying into people's personal matters either. But in this case, isn't the need for clues more important? Apparently not.
Oh dear, that won't do.
Oh, what's the matter, Susato-san?
Whenever I'm examining things, I always find myself so focused I forget to look around properly.
Ah, yes, that's not good.
I don't suppose you're as foolish as me in that regard, are you, Naruhodo-san? I'm sure you're careful to look all around using BM, aren't you?
What the? Why are those the buttons?
Now let's investigate all
Using
corners of this
bowel
cabin.
movements.
I was good, yeah.
Yes, let's do that. I suppose my field of vision has been rather small up until now.
There might be an up and down later with J and N or something like that.
It's still bad.
I think that's some kind of opening for a ventilator. A hole through which fresh air can circulate into the cabin.
Or a
No,
snake.
Nat,
Or a
I
snake.
do not think that they know how to write in Russian.
What do you mean? Sorry, I didn't pick you read the. I don't think you.
Isn't
read
that
the
a
last
little
one, so I
odd?
didn't think to read this one. What do you mean?
Well, this ventilator, if that's what it is, looks like it must connect to the next door cabin.
Yes, it would appear to. You're right.
But if its purpose is to allow fresh air into the room, surely it should be connected to the outside.
That's true. Perhaps it's so that rain and spray don't find their way in when the seas are rough? Or something like that?
I suppose. Maybe that's it.
This is the murder cabin specifically intended for murder.
It's some 2 weeks since we set sail from Japan. Have you really been living in that wardrobe the entire time, Naruhodo-san?
I think living isn't quite the right description.
Oh, no, I suppose not. Although it must have been rather exciting, making this voyage in your own secret hideout.
The trouble was, I never knew when a member of the crew might come in. So, yes, I did basically have to live in the wardrobe. And last night was no exception.
But because of that, you had no idea what was happening out here in the cabin.
No, sadly not. Did Kazuma write that before he died? It looks like it's written in ink.
He must have knocked the ink pot from the desk when he collapsed on the floor. No one, yeah. Then I suppose he wrote this message by dipping his finger in the spillage? Poor Kazuma-sama. No doubt he was in terrible pain. It's almost unbearable to imagine it.
I suppose he was trying to leave some kind of a clue in his final moments. Was he?
This looks like they wrote something else and then someone came in and wrote
More, yeah.
like, added stuff to it. Yeah. I'm sorry. Oh, that's you.
I'm sorry, partner, but I can't read your writing.
I don't think that's Japanese, Naruhodo-san.
What? Then what language is it?
It pains me to admit it, but I don't know.
It's not a foreign script I'm familiar with. What does it mean, I wonder? Oh! Sir?
What the fuck? Sir?
Who's that? He wasn't there a minute ago. As far as I can tell, it looks like he might be European?
Why is there a white dude in our cabin? Oh! How did he...
Why is he on the desk like that?
How did he get up there?
You've noticed the man too, have you? I've no idea who he is or how he got in here, but he looks suspicious. And tall. Suspiciously tall.
Ah! Naruhodo-san, don't tell me. Do you really not know who that is?
Well, no? I don't have any foreign friends or acquaintances at all. He doesn't look like a member of the crew. There's something very unusual about him. And is he
gay.
investigating Kazuma's desk, or is he just playing on it? I can't tell.
Well, in that case, we simply must talk with him.
Am I just imagining it, or does Susato-san look almost uncontrollably excited?
By the way, I expect you've not noticed already, but just in case, you press space on people when they're in the crosshairs, you can converse with them.
Alright then, I'll get that suspiciously tall gentleman in my sights and see what he has to say for himself.
God, this game looks so good. Oh, please do.
Hey. What the fuck are you doing?
Hey, Sholmes, what the fuck?
Excuse me? Excuse me? Do you have a moment?
Shh! This is a critical point in my investigation.
Maybe I should leave him alone. He seems a little unfriendly.
Yes, perhaps that would be for the best.
Oh my god.
Greetings! I hope I haven't kept you long.
Ah!
What exactly were you doing on Kazuma's desk just now?
Ah, I see. Fascinating.
Sorry? What do you see? It feels like he's looking right through me.
Oh yes, everything is clear now. The train of reasoning has run its course. My predictions have crystallized. You have been in Afghanistan, I perceive. Just recently returned, if I'm not mistaken.
Sorry? What?
And now, whilst venturing towards foreign climes, you find yourself in a most troubling predicament.
Oh. Well, that's true at least.
But how?
How the deuce did I know that, perhaps? It was really a most elementary deduction, hardly worth explaining.
Oh my god. Have you perhaps managed to deduce anything else?
But of course, a great many things. There is no mystery, my dear madam. For example, you have fled your native land of Russia, being, as you are, a merciless revolutionary.
What?
No?
Oh!
You leave 16 victims of assassination in your wake and now travel to England to blow up the Crystal Tower.
He's making deductions about the person who actually killed Kazuma, and because he thinks that's us. Right?
Maybe.
Oh yeah.
So I bet the real person was recently in Afghanistan and killed 16 people or something.
Yeah.
And is
The
Russian.
And is Russian.
The Russian part would track with something that was in one of the trailers.
Yeah.
And when the beribboned occupant of this very cabin discovered your identity, you ended his life too. Yes, I believe that summarizes the facts beautifully. No need to hide the truth now. Nothing deceives these eyes.
Just to be clear, you are talking about me? Are you?
Certainly I am. Do you see another in this cabin who fits the bill? A Russian assassin with 16 victims to his name?
Do I look Russian to you? I don't even see one person who fits the bill.
So it's true.
Susato!
It was you who did this to Kazuma-sama.
Susato, I'm not Russian! What?
And you're plotting revolution, too.
God, she's fucking simping!
In Russia?
She's
I am
simping!
simping. It's shameful behavior, Naruhodo-san. Absolutely wicked.
No? Listen, there's no way I...
Stop
that!
I didn't think I'd be beating you up in this case.
Stop
Now
that!
explain yourself. Tell me everything.
This is
How'd you get to Japan?
ridiculous!
Yeah, I don't think she's gullible. I think she's just simping really hard.
I think
she's just like, oh, this guy is so cool.
I think she just thinks Sholmes is so fucking cool. She can't not believe him.
How could you do it?
For pity's sake, open your eyes. I'm not a Russian revolutionary. Obviously.
Oh. Forgive me.
And as for you, what kind of deduction was that? You're just saying the first thing that came into your head.
Ah, but was I not right? Whilst venturing towards foreign climes, you do find yourself in a most troubling predicament, do you not?
Well, yes, maybe.
Ha! There you have it. You see? What do you make of that,
Well, to be honest, this ship is en route to England, and I'm in handcuffs at the scene of a murder. So I'm not really sure you could call it deduction. It's more plain observation.
Indeed. An observation, my dear boy, is the basis of all deduction. My method is founded upon the observation of trifles, you see. I announce my findings with a brassy certitude. And more often than not, I'm right.
Ha! I don't think you introduced yourself.
Ah, my apologies. How remiss of me. I am none other than the greatest detective of the century, known to men and women the world over. The inimitable Sherlock Holmes.
So, it's really you. The actual Sherlock Holmes.
The very same. The inimitable, actual Sherlock Holmes.
Do you know this man, Susato-san? Do you know this man?
The most famous detective in the world, Naruhodo-san? Of course I do. There's nobody who hasn't heard of him.
What planet have I been living on, then?
We must ask him what he's deduced.
He thinks I'm a Russian foreign rebel agent who's killed 16 people.
He will have worked out this entire case already, I'm sure.
Really? Why do I feel uneasy about this? It's because he thinks I'm a foreign national
Russian.
from Russia who's assassinated
revolutionary.
16 people, and I'm gonna take a bomb to blow up the Crystal Tower in England.
And my 17th is a random Japanese law student.
So, you're a great detective, are you? Sorry, what was your name again?
Indeed, I am none other than the one and only Sherlock Holmes.
Oh, I see, you're... German? Herlock, it was?
No, I have no her. I mean, I have hair. Please call me Holmes. You can read all about my exploits in this exciting London publication.
Oh, yes. Rance magazine, full of wonderful short stories and interest articles from Great Britain. I also BRB. I never miss an issue. I have even I've had it sent to sent it from England especially. God damn it.
Ah, yes, here it is. The Adventures of Sherlock Sholmes. So, you are the protagonist in a series of short stories, then?
Indeed I am.
Oh. And you've read so many of your own stories, you've started to think you are a detective.
Make no mistake, I'm not the poor deluded fellow you take me for.
Mm-hmm.
Your inference is backward.
Backward.
My trusty biographer records my greatest detecting achievements and chronicles them in the magazine.
Biographer.
Biographer.
That's how you say it.
Did I say it wrong?
World.
Biographer.
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 Bees.
It's Byakuya.
I keep 20,000 bees.
Biographer. my personal Byakuya. He writes
My
my.
efforts were to be a biographer.
You have a biographer, do you?
A biographer. Doesn't everyone? Mine goes by the name of Dr. Wilson, presently keeping shop in London.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
No?
No?
No, he's been in. He was in Japan for years.
Okay, no, hold on a second. No, but this is from the Twitter, so I know this is true. I think Iris has a medical degree,
Oh my god.
and she's 10.
Oh my
Oh
god.
my
I
god.
think his biographer is Iris.
Is
Is
Iris.
Yeah, she's 10.
Oh my god.
She's a
Again, this is from
gremlin.
the Twitter. Like this is all public. Like not.
Wait.
I think.
Dr. Wilson?
Oh shit! I probably shouldn't have said that. I don't think they expect you to know that, but they put it on their Twitter. So
I must say, thanks to that publication, I've been fantastically busy as of late.
Well, of course, Ryunosuke doesn't know that there's another Dr. Wilson.
Yeah.
Why, this very moment, I'm returning from Asia, having solved the mystery of a cursed royal crown.
It's fine. Molly apparently already knows that he's not dead, so...
Okay, I don't know for sure. I assume he's not dead. If he's actually dead, I'm going to be extremely upset. Really. I can't work out whether I should take this man seriously or not.
Deduction, you see, is to me a science. Logical reasoning in its purest form. A lot of his poses feel like Yakuza poses. Like the kind we got from their Michael Jackson.
Really?
The astute observer notices even the most subtle of reactions in a subject. A furtive glance, a twitch of a muscle, a slight inclination of the posture. Fingernails, arm sleeves, furs in the skin. All these are data.
Right.
And the trained logician makes deductions from this data in the blink of an eye.
Uh-huh.
The ultimate conclusion is, without fail, the truth. As I demonstrated only a few short moments ago.
How can he look me in the eye and claim that?
So you see, I have returned both for observation and for deduction. And fame. That is what makes me the one, and the only, Sherlock Sholmes.
What? You went German there for a minute?
There was a joke earlier that you missed, Miles, where he...
Oh.
Ryunosuke heard him say there and was like, are you German or something? He's like, no,
that's
no.
funny.
Hairlock?
Are you Sherlock?
That's actually kind of great.
Have you managed to deduce anything about this particular case yet?
Have I managed to deduce anything? My dear fellow! Who do you suppose discovered the culprit in his most cunning hiding place? That's right.
Is he incapable of saying you?
It was none other than the great detective before you now, Mr. Herlock Sholmes.
Fucking course.
Ah, I see. In other words, I'm in these now because of him.
I do like that they have the animation of him raising his hand, and they're going to keep using it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
When I became anxious about Kazuma-sama this morning, I summoned all the crew members to force the cabin door open.
And I concealed myself among their number, gaining entry to the scene of the crime.
How did you hide when you were dressed like that?
I have proficiency in stealth. Yes, luckily for everyone, the great detective Herlock Sholmes was on board.
He is literally the person that Inquisitor Rogue was made for.
And the handcuffs seem to be an excellent fit, Mr. Naruhodo.
Ugh.
The very moment I laid eyes on the scene, 2 facts were immediately apparent to me.
Oh, really? 2 facts, you say? Tell me about your facts.
Your hot,
Mr.
sexy facts.
Mr. Sholmes, tell us, please. What 2 facts were apparent to you when you came into the cabin this morning?
Ah, yes. But let us be precise.
Okay.
The 2 facts in question were immediately apparent to me.
Okay. Yes. Yes, I understand. But what were they?
Allow me to elucidate.
That's what we've been trying. That's what we've been asking you to do.
The 2 facts that I deduced from a mere momentary glance at the scene of the crime were as follows. Number 1. The cabin was locked from within, rendering escape of the culprit out of the question.
Okay.
There's a vent.
Number 2. The victim was Russian, and killed following a dispute with an acquaintance.
Wrong!
I mean, also actually possible.
Unless it's... Yeah, unless the person
The
who is
victim
dead right
was
now
Russian.
is not Kazuma.
Oh, he said victim.
Yes.
Oh, that's true, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
If the person is not actually Kazuma, and just was
Yeah.
wearing Kazuma's
but
clothes.
Susato saw his body.
Hold on, Mr. Sholmes.
Maybe she was too busy looking at Sholmes.
What made you think the victim was Russian?
Observe the dying message left by the victim on the floor.
Does every fucking Ace Attorney need to have a goddamn written dying message?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
do not know how to pronounce this for you.
Don't.
That is the Russian word for wardrobe.
Do. Let's
Nope.
use that
Do
then.
you really think Kazuma-sama could have left a dying message in Russian?
In their final moments, many find their native tongue filling their head. For this young man, Russian.
Kazuma was Russian, was he?
Initially, I considered Godarob may be the name of a killer. A certain Robert God, perhaps.
Or Matt.
Or Matt,
Or Matt.
on God.
On God.
But in
It's
the
Godarob.
interests of thoroughness, I decided it would be wrong not to look inside the wardrobe there at least.
Where you found Mr. Naruhodo sleeping soundly. Sorry, I was looking up Google Translate to figure out how to read the wardrobe word.
Quite so. I found you, the renowned Russian revolutionary killer.
I just. Why is it that I'm Russian too?
I observed that you were wearing the same attire as the victim. In other words, you were acquainted. And if my memory serves, that outfit is the traditional dress of the Russian people.
Oh my god.
No?
Our school uniforms are traditional dress of Russian people? I had no idea.
Susato. And I had no idea a detective could get something so wrong.
I took a photograph of the victim and the message, that I might analyze it for possible hidden details.
No, that's Cosmo. This
was taken immediately after the young man was discovered, before the body was removed.
Yes, Kazuma had already been taken away when I woke up. This is the first time I've actually seen him like this.
Something in his hand? His left hand was like closed.
Mm-hmm.
Are you alright, Mr. Naruhodo?
Yes. Thank you. A photograph of the crime scene has been entered into the court record. Can I ask you something, Mr. Sholmes?
What, pray?
You mentioned Russia before as well, didn't you? You know, when you said I was a fearsome revolutionary fleeing from Russia and all that?
Ah, yes. The train of reasoning that led me to the truth.
Would you mind explaining that train of reasoning to me, do you think?
No.
Certainly, if it interests you.
How many times? I'm not Russian, and I don't speak Russian.
It might help if you said that out loud.
Can we talk about your deduction before the things you concluded about me, I mean?
The now famously accurate, troubling predicament you find yourself in?
Actually, it was the other details I was more hoping to discuss. You know, the merciless Russian revolutionary and assassin of 16 part.
Ah, yes, the more sordid details. It was a fairly commonplace deduction.
Mm-hmm.
Here we have the morning paper. The main headline reads, "How do you have this morning's paper? You're on a boat." Revolutionary, violent Bolshevik flees Russia via Shanghai. The vessel made a port call at Shanghai yesterday, and last night, the young Russian was murdered.
Since when was Kazuma a Russian?
It sounds like Mr. Sholmes has concluded that he was Russian because of what Kazuma-sama wrote on the floor.
It was a simple act of reasoning to realize that the culprit of this crime was the same merciless revolutionary. One who would kill the very man who helped him to escape after his true identity was discovered. Yes, you, violent Bolshevik. Or is it villain Bolshevik?
Either way,
I don't know. That's a very shallow joke.
not me. No. How could it be me? I don't look anything like this man. Just look at his face.
Does Herlock have the condition that Ace had where he can't tell faces apart? Well, you are a fearsome revolutionary, after all.
That word he tried to say, he said in Russian means certainly. I finally figured out what the Cyrillic was. He said certainly, and then said certainly again in English.
Therefore, you have no doubt learnt to revolutionize your appearance as well.
Please.
And, I might add, your name does not appear on the ship's passenger list. Need I say more?
Of course it doesn't. Well, that's because I'm a stowaway.
What about other details? The 16 victims of assassination and blowing up the Crystal Tower?
Ah, yes, the journalist clearly interviewed the man and printed all those particulars in the article.
What?
The deeds the man has perpetrated thus far, and those he is plotting.
This Russian revolutionary 100% with 100% accuracy and truth beyond belief, told a journalist exactly what he plans to do.
Yes, everything about this revolutionary Bolshevik was included. There can be no mistake.
Do revolutionaries usually agree to interviews with newspaper reporters, I wonder?
And what about the part where you said I was just returning from Afghanistan?
Also quite clearly stated here in the article.
Oh my god! So this man is like, clearly, this tiny boy is a Russian revolutionary, and he's done all these things because he's this man. And I read all of the things that this man said he has done and will do in this paper, and so this must be all true.
Truly the ultimate detective. Bolshevik has recently returned after a period of subversive activities in the war-torn region of Afghanistan.
Oh my god, that's the dude. I didn't pick up that guy being the guy's name. I thought he was making a Russian joke, but no, this dude's name is Villain Bolshevik.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I did over my head so bad.
Where even is it anyway? This Afghanistan place? I'm from Japan.
Here, take the paper for yourself, as a little memento of this great deduction.
Thank you.
I've absorbed all of it that is of interest to me within its pages, but I see no rubbish bin nearby.
The article about the revolutionary has been entered into the court record.
I see no rubbish nearby, so you'll have to do.
And you may find the article on the back page of interest as well.
To my
On the
surprise,
back.
Villain is a real Vilen is a real Russian name.
Villain?
Villain.
Whenever we run into him, I don't know if we're gonna run into the other guy, but I gotta be that guy, right?
Yes.
Cast your eyes over it sometime if the interest takes you, though you may need someone to interpret.
Why? It's all written in Russian. I couldn't hope to read it. But I suppose it wouldn't hurt to just glance at the article. There might be a picture or two.
Why would you think we'd need someone to interpret it if we're Russian?
That's a
That's a
good
good point.
question.
He's
He's
either playing the
fucking with
long
us.
con
Bitch.
or he's a fucking moron.
There she is.
Is that her?
I
I guess you can't tell whether or not she's a blonde or
You
redhead.
found something relevant in her, Hoda-san?
Well, no, I mean, it looks like it might be interesting.
I can't read a single word, I'm afraid. Neither can I, Miles.
No, nor can I. But look at this picture. Perhaps it's about a beautiful young Russian princess, do you think?
She is very pretty, isn't she? I suppose you enjoy articles like this, do you?
If it is her, that would explain why everyone was keeping everything so hush-hush with her. But
She's
she's
actually,
actually
like,
Russian. Yeah, Russian royalty.
Or British royalty and written about in a Russian paper.
That's true.
I don't know. I can't make any sense of it.
She's probably on the boat since she went to Shanghai and we just stopped there.
Maybe.
Oh, I'm glad you've noticed this article.
Ah!
Allow me to give you a short summary of its contents.
Thanks, since I can't read Russian. Oh, thank you.
That doesn't mean anything, though. You definitely killed him.
He pops up everywhere, this Mr. Sholmes.
Were they expecting us to wait? It's about the disappearance of a young lady last night. Renowned prima ballerina of the Novovich Ballet disappears from Shanghai. During a performance in Shanghai, the famous dancer was reported missing. She is, of course, the talented young Nikolina Can't see through the pixels. Pavlova.
Her last name's Pavlova.
Why are Russian names so hard to remember?
It would appear the woman was in costume when she was found to be missing from her dressing room. Wearing the diamond tiara you see pictured, which is worth some 20,000 rubles.
Spicy. Oh.
Oh, that's you.
How much is 20,000 rubles?
I have no idea, but I'm quite sure it must be an unbelievable sum of money.
Susato-san's eyes are shining like diamonds themselves.
The tiara is the property of the Novovich Ballet. It would seem that the director is beside herself with worry.
About the tiara.
Yeah, to be clear.
Well,
yes,
yes.
I'm not surprised.
The company is most anxious to recover both Miss Pavlova and the valuable tiara. They requested international assistance at all ports, with sailings to Great Britain.
I don't think this is her.
Could this be another case of a Russian fleeing his or her country?
It does seem to be the Russian thing to do.
I'm not even going to dignify that with a response, Mr. Naruhodo.
The article about the ballerina has been entered into the court record.
I think she is on the boat for sure, though.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think they both are, or one is the other.
I'm afraid I can't read a word of Russian.
Yes, Natalie, that was the joke. No, me neither. I have no idea what any of this says.
The pair of...
Yes.
The pixels made it look like an L.
Peril, you.
The pair all you floundering is a sorry sight. Allow me to offer some assistance. The article on the front page of this newspaper is concerned with a fearsome Russian revolutionary.
Don't you think I'm this man?
It reads, Revolutionary. Vilain Bolshevik flees Russia via Shanghai.
Yes, you told us that before.
It reveals also that those who see this man's beard with their own eyes never live to tell the tale.
I'm looking at it.
I'm looking.
Oh my goodness, he is fearsome.
Well, presumably the newspaper photographer was alright, wasn't he?
The solution is obvious, of course. If he despises his beard to that degree, he need only shave it off.
Oh my god. You think he kills people because he hates his beard and he doesn't want people to look at it?
I'm not quite sure that's the problem, Mr. Sholmes.
God, you're such a fucking himbo! God!
They made fucking the Sherlock Holmes character a himbo. How'd they do this? I love it.
He's so...
Oh my god. He's such a fucking dingus.
Okay, we have the dumb part though. I'm not sure we have the athletic or the respects women yet to call
Okay,
him
we
a
do
himbo.
have a picture. He's definitely nimble.
He's definitely nimble.
You drew the characters for this paper seal, didn't you, Naruhodo-san? They're such bold, vivid strokes you made.
That's me. You're looking at a man who came aboard inside a trunk. Those brushstrokes needed to make a statement. If they'd found me in that wardrobe, those Russians would have hurled me into the freezing cold ocean.
Oh,
Well,
I was moving my microphone and muted myself. I'm sure none of the crewmen would have done anything like that.
Well, I'm not so sure.
They would have forced you to wash dishes in the gallery until you were on death's door or something like that.
Wash dishes until I was on death's door. That's a lot of dishes.
Sticky.
Ah, these must be remnants of the glue you used to stick the paper seal on the wardrobe.
That's right. It was pulverized rice.
Pulverized rice?
Yeah, I pulverized some of the rice for my evening meal, even though it broke my heart.
Broke your heart? What do you mean?
Remember, I'm a stowaway on the ship. All I had to eat were Kazuma's leftovers. Even a couple grains of rice could have meant the difference between life and death.
Oh my. It must have been awful for you, Naruhodo-san. But I have some glue with me as it happens. You're welcome to use it this evening.
I don't need to sleep in the wardrobe tonight.
Why'd I bring glue?
Oh, thank you very much. Okay. God, we're all dinguses. It's fine.
Everyone's
I kind
dumb.
of love it that everybody is just... Also, I love that he can't understand we're not Russian until we go through all the dialogue options. Like, he can't have he can't, like...
He just doesn't
Because
know.
it'll make the dialogue weird.
Mm-hmm.
Very funny.
Before we started talking, you were examining Kazuma's desk, weren't you?
Kazuma. Oh yes, the victim.
Yeah.
Do you notice anything useful? Anything at all?
Observe, for a moment, the desktop of the victim.
Where'd he get a computer?
That tripped me up for a moment too. I was like, he has a computer?
I was
See that the
joking.
victim.
The top
See
of
that
desk.
the victim was engaged in penning some text.
Uh-huh. London Diary. Kazuma was keeping notes of the trip. Oh, but... I don't think you should read his private writings. It could upset people.
Looks
Tragic.
Because he already has.
And something you ought to perhaps elucidate before the act of reading.
Yeah, I know he already read it. You mean you've read it already? Looks at Chisato-san.
It is my business to know what other people do not. Yes, believe it or not, I know a smattering of Japanese.
Totally doesn't know what the fuck this
Do
says.
you?
Oh, I see. Well, you're about to know what a Susato takedown is. Looks at her expectantly. Susato-san? Aren't you going to throw the detective with one of your trademark takedowns?
I'm sorry, Naruhodo-san. What on earth do you mean?
Fucking simp. Life is so unfair.
Oh my god.
It is for this poor boy. Anyway, to return to the matter at hand. Namely, this diary belonging to the victim.
Yeah.
It would appear the final sentence is incomplete, as if the author were cut short.
Indeed.
Tell me, what is the nature of the writing? Pray be precise as to details.
Oh, but I thought you knew Japanese.
A smattering, dear boy, a smattering.
I know.
Sayonara, bonsai, mikado, nado nado. I trust you're suitably impressed.
Oh my god.
But this diary is littered with complicated-looking characters, of which I can read precisely none.
Molly's getting all these very relatable to her protagonists.
Oh, I'm gonna fucking lose it. So what was all that showing off about before then? I'm gonna lose my mind.
If you'd be so kind as to show me, I'd be happy to read it to you, Mr. Sholmes.
Chisato? What a
Sato! I'm much obliged, my dear madame.
You flipped me on the fucking floor.
Yep, and I do it again. The final entry here in Kazuma-sama's diary consists of just 2 short sentences. The first reads, 1:23 a.m. I can hear a faint whistling sound.
A whistling sound?
These are very deep waters. Pray, go on.
What?
The second sentence reads, 1:35 a.m. what looks like some sort of speckled band is dangling from the ventilator grate. Oh my god, was it a snake?
A speckled band? What on earth does that mean?
I have no idea. I've never heard that expression before.
The ventilator grill, you say? The man was presumably referring...
Yeah.
to the lattice there on the wall, which connects to the adjoining cabin.
Yes, the adjoining cabin. Kazuma's diary's been entered into the court record. If we figure out it was a snake in time, can we get him an antidote?
So, I believe I've given you enough to consider for the time being, at least.
And he's just like knocked out real bad.
Do you have somewhere to go?
As it happens, the victim's writings in his diary have piqued my interest.
God, please.
The matter warrants further investigation, I believe. And if I am still too long, the seasickness takes hold.
We're never no one's ever gonna tell this man that Ryunosuke and Kazuma are Japanese men.
Never.
Oh, I suppose. You're thinking of investigating the cabin next door, which the ventilator connects to?
Precisely.
Great detectives are a curious breed. Our minds rebel at stagnation. We crave mental exaltation. So yes, I intend to investigate. Hence, the truth will become clear soon enough.
God, you speak in riddles and tongue twisters. Do you think perhaps that I could go with you?
No, that would be somewhat complicated.
What? But why?
A simple glance at your wrist should reveal the answer.
These.
After all, you're the prime suspect in this matter. No?
There's no point in trying to turn it into a question. You're the one who decided I was the culprit in the first place.
Whatever do you mean? I have no recollection of naming you as the culprit at any point.
Bitch.
I don't think he ever did.
He said the person in the closet was the killer.
No, I don't think he actually did. He said, I will deduce or I'll tell you who they are. But he didn't say that
And then he just said, I found the killer in his dastardly hiding place or something, right? That's the closest we've gotten to actually
Must
naming
be
the killer.
joking. You just said it only a moment ago.
Dear me, you are clearly misguided. I would have no cause to say such a thing.
What?
Well, actually, Mr. Sholmes, I did hear you say that too.
You're quite sure? Well, that's very strange.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have said you had the face of a criminal, you know? Not really.
So what? Were you looking at my knees before? Some great detective you are. What were you looking at?
Well, anyway, that was then and this is now.
What do you mean?
What I mean, sir, is this.
You're gonna tell them to take these off my wrists?
If you are the culprit, then you must play the part more convincingly. Roll over and accept your fate.
Now he's just being plain rude. What? Okay, bye! And off he goes, having just laughed in my face. His sense of humor's as twisted as his name.
Naruhodo-san, what are you just standing there for?
Hmm?
We must go investigate the cabin next door as well.
They just told me I couldn't. Aren't you forgetting something? What about these? There's no way I can...
Hiya!
Please
You gotta
stop!
fucking break the... Sama spent his dying moments struggling to leave us a clue. You're willing to give up?
You don't need to keep flipping me!
You're just willing to roll over and accept your fate?
There is a man blocking the door!
You flipped me over. I didn't roll.
Ugh! As if you gave me any choice in the rolling over part. Thank you. I think we still have some investigation to finish off in here first, don't we? Let's carry on examining what we can in this cabin while we wait for a chance to slip next door.
Good idea.
The situation doesn't look good for me, but there are still things I can do to help myself. And I owe it to Kazuma to do everything I can to find a way out of this, and bring the real culprit to justice. And I think that's where we're gonna leave off today.
That's a good stopping point.
Ooh.
Suplex the guy at the door.
Oh, Nat, you're right. This
Yes.
has been Ryunosuke versus the Simps.
Oh man,
At least in this one, a girl gets to simp.
it's true.
Mhm.
Alrighty. This has been an adventure. I'm going to continue asserting and holding out hope that Kazuma's not actually dead, just like knocked out real bad, and we can get him an anti-venom and it'll be fine. 'Cause they can't kill my best friend or I'm going to be so angry.
Wait, it did Mia.
I know, but they can't do it again. They can't keep getting away with this. He's not
But
dead.
they can.
He's
They
not.
can.
He's
But
not.
they can.
But what if he was?
He's
What
not
if he
dead.
is?
Fuck off.
What
I'm
if
gonna
he is?
fucking... I'm gonna fucking deafen Discord so you can't talk to me anymore. Anyway.
Give Levi nothing. Nothing to come back to.
Anyway, this is where we'll end off the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles tonight. Next Thursday, we'll be back. We'll finish investigating this room and make more progress. I don't think we'll finish the case by any means next time, but we'll finish investigating this room, and maybe we'll get to see the next room.
We got through a lot today, though.
Yeah, we finished the first case and got through the opening of the second case. This is pretty good.
I'm
Sunday,
interested in how the trial's gonna function.
On a boat.
Boat trial.
we might just have like
I mean, we might make port.
yeah, we might make port, but we might also just like have it like it. I can't think of words. Informal,
in London when we get there.
like an
Kangaroo court?
yeah, like a kangaroo court on the boat. Or we're just like arguing our deductions with Herlock.
The court of public opinion.
Yeah,
The loser gets thrown overboard.
yeah, that's right. We throw Sholmes into the ocean and he never comes back. Anyway, look forward to that next week. Sunday, I'll be back with more Breath of the Wild. Tuesday, Shasta and I will hopefully be able to play Halo 4. We are not able to play Halo 3. The servers say no connection. But maybe Halo 4 will be better. If Halo 4 does not end up working, then we'll go back to Dark Souls 3 and just Dark Souls it up.
4 is the only one that these publishers made, so maybe.
Okay, fingers crossed we're holding out hope for Halo 4.
But yeah, thank you guys so much for joining me. We should have Levi back next week after he's out of, schoolwork hell. And,
You can play Kazuma again.
Yeah, because Kazuma's not
No, he can't.
dead. He's not. Anyway, we'll see you guys next time. Goodbye!
Bye.
Alright, bye.